All right, guys, we are back. Episode 6 of two powerlifters in a car getting coffee. I don't want to record this episode.
Why?
You know.
Oh, because I'm here?
I'll just decide. We got Dryden. Dryden is the winner of the most recent meet we've had. Winner of Metro Meltdown.
Woohoo!
You were striving for that one for a bit.
I was, yeah. It was a good opportunity to kind of duke it out with some really good, people in the province. And not everybody got to show up, but we had a couple of great contenders like James Grudick and Ethan was there too. I'm not quite sure Ethan's last name. Don't be mad at me, Ethan. I love you, buddy. But they're really strong, so we were all kind of close on good lift points. So I was excited to kind of duke it out with them. I really like competing in competition, so it fired me up for the past little bit to get really strong. So yeah.
Yeah, a lot of the rest of us suffered because of it. I think the training was really tailored to fire Dryden up. We had some hard blocks because you just fucking eat volume.
Yeah.
And spit it back out.
Yeah.
So we got hit with a lot of volume.
Yeah, I like the volume blocks. Like today was supposed to be a really hard day, and I honestly, for the first time in a while, had a really hard time. I wasn't able to fully execute, but you can only push the envelope so far, I guess, and then you kind of got to develop and then push it again. So I'm excited to keep going. I love those little challenges where it's you might not necessarily fall short, but not do something to your own expectations, and then you kind of got to push to break past it.
Might have to call an audible on today's workout.
I'm go and give it a shot.
Yeah, first. Absolutely.
Yeah.
But I'm just coming back off. I had to take a couple days off work because I was sick.
Okay.
So I'm just recovering from that.
Yeah.
And I got to go in solo today because I forgot we have my girlfriend's grandfather's 90th birthday today.
Oh, no way.
So
cool.
She kind of wants me out of the gym a little earlier than usual.
Yeah.
I'm hoping to line it up in a way that by the time I get to my heavy sets, Kev and John will be getting there.
Yeah.
So at least I got some spots.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, other than that, it's where are we going for coffee?
Man, don't matter. I don't know if you're a Starbucks or Tim Hortons person.
I'm indifferent. Right now for the show, we're 2 Starbucks, 2 McDonald's, 2 Tim's, and a Starbucks.
All right, well, let's make it even. Let's go two Starbucks.
Starbucks?
I'm a big Starbucks guy. I like iced coffee. So
okay.
Even when it's bitter cold out, I don't know what it is. It's just.
Yeah, when me and James went, I got a cold brew from Starbucks in the middle of winter, and actually it was pretty good.
Yeah, there's something about it. I don't know. Makes your hands really cold, which sucks, but
yeah.
Besides that, it's all good.
I mean, you're after just coming out of a cold ass room.
Yeah, it was cold in there today. After we started doing the volume though, you just kind of forget about it. It was just I don't know. It was a big session, man. The high bars were really juicy, and then into some low bar volume. So the high bars tire you out. It's almost like if you didn't do those, you could kind of sail through. But the high bars definitely do a number. So it's TK hand tailors it. He's just a wizard, man. He knows exactly what to do to make you tired, to make you look at the top numbers and go, yeah, I got that. And then by the time you get there, you go,
you're I don't know if I got that.
Yeah. You're just oh man, this is gonna be a slog. And then when you get through it, it's that's the best part. Yeah, you go home for that day, whatever you got going on, or you're going grocery shopping or you're doing whatever, and you're just man, I conquered something big today. And that, I don't know.
And somehow he always finds a way to program his numbers in a way that you never feel you had more. You always come out of it feeling completely gassed, but feeling you gave it your all. And
Yeah, it's that's the coolest thing, because I'm definitely a completionist, so to speak. I kind of, if I have something written down, I have to tick the box, if that makes any sense. So when I don't do that, it really messes with my head. So TK is really good at kind of cultivating the perfect numbers that I look at, and I'm this is super challenging, but at the same time, it's I know I can check that box most of the time. Right?
Yeah.
So I don't know. TK is like, I've been with him for probably like, I'd say going on like my 6th year now. And, you know, he's not only my coach, but like one of my best friends. It's like, it's pretty cool to have, you know, somebody like that in your corner. But at the same time, he's like really good at switching hats. So like, TK can have his buddy hat on and we're joking around and saying crazy shit and having a good time. And then he can take that off real quick and put the coach hat on and go, Dryden, you got to do better. Or you got to, you know, you really got to focus on this. We're going to hand tailor this, like stuff like that. So.
Holy shit, there's a lot of snow up here.
Yeah, there is. Holy. We're all good. You got a good rig for it, so.
City of St. John's not clearing snow.
Oh, classic.
What a shocker there.
Yeah, right. But yeah, no, I don't know. IBW is something that like I've been a part of for so long. They're like family, man. It's crazy. Yeah.
Dude, why did he wait on a green?
I don't know. That was weird. But he's probably stoned or drunk or something.
Man, I don't get drivers in this city. That's the reason I tried to line it up in a way that I could keep the dash cam up this time. Because if I had the dash cam up for mine and Chris's episode, the amount of footage I would have been able to throw in here, the amount of shit we've seen.
Yeah, man.
We watched some dude like rob Sobeys on Halley Estate.
During the episode?
Yeah.
Oh, that's, man, that would have been...
we were literally passing by reps, and we watched the dude just run out with like 4 or 5 bags, and like 3 people chasing him.
You should have interviewed him.
You should have asked him to come on the show.
Yo, come on in. We're doing a podcast. What'd you steal from Sobeys, dude? That'd be sick.
It's like one of these days, I'm just going to get caught speeding filming an episode, and it's going to be Trev who hauls me over. He's going to be like, yo, anything to say to the show?
Hop in the car. That'd be sick.
Just get in and... we'll record your episode too.
Yeah, that guy's a beauty, man.
The other thing that people want me to do, anytime I've mentioned it, people are always like, you should do it for like a special episode. It would be hilarious. The active 105 pool around here is small enough that we could all fit in the car at once.
Oh, that's hilarious.
So people are saying to do a 105 episode
That'd
where
be
we
great.
just all get in the car.
That'd be great. That'd be so good, dude. Will would be so good on the pod, man. That guy is awesome. I love Will.
Getting on a second time.
Yeah, man. Oh, man. He's fucking hilarious, man. He'd be good. So it'd be you, Will, Ginge. Who else?
If John comes back to powerlifting.
Yeah. John comes back. Is that it?
That's all I can think of.
Damn, bro. Well, Curtis. Yeah, Curtis would be good, man. Curtis is OG. Curtis Tucker, if you guys don't know, has been in Newfoundland powerlifting for a long time. He's making a resurgence in bench only and hopefully in 3 lift for a while. Me and Curtis started around the same time and he's strong, really strong. He started as a 93. He was pushing big numbers back when you didn't see it very often.
Yeah.
Right? So it's like, it's different now, man. When I started, if you squat 5, you were nuts. Now, if you don't squat 5,
you're not going.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's like you see 500 loaded on the bar, and it's just like, okay, yeah, that's expected. You know what I mean? But it's still an amazing accomplishment.
Yeah.
Right? So it's important to not get drawn into what the standard is, I guess, and kind of take things at your own pace.
That's what I'm gunning for now. That's the next big one.
100%. Yeah, 500 squat is big, man.
5-plate squat and 3-plate bench.
Yes.
For 2025.
Yes, man. I'm sure you'll get there.
Gunning for that Easterns qualifier.
Yes, man.
Well, I mean, that's the thing I look at. Look at how much progress I've made since I started with TK in September.
Yeah.
It's
a lot.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
And I was worried about how, I was going to adapt to the training.
Nah,
and there's only been once I've had to take off because the training got too much and I got injured. And that was murder block.
Really?
The 7 sets of 4, I think it was, on murder block, or whatever I think it was.
It was insane.
Yeah. It, messed up my knee.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Fun fact, that's why I switched back to conventional. And then we realized, holy shit. My conventional is strong as shit.
So it was almost like a good thing all along. Because you're still squatting big. I mean, you all-time PR'd on the platform. So it's like you didn't really lose anything, and then you gained a nice pull. Yeah. So it's funny how sometimes you could go away from a session, you go, man, that sucked, that was bad, and then later on down the road, you're like, that was the turning point.
That made the difference. Yeah.
Yeah. I loved the switch to conventional. I can always kind of like take out the sumo if I have to, like, you know, if I'm a little like sore or whatever. But conventional, I almost look at it. This is so bad because it should be its own lift, but I almost look at it as like a squat accessory. So it's like when I'm
just pushing all quads.
Yeah, I just want to have like I just want to sharpen like my favorite weapon. You know what I mean? Like I started powerlifting way back in the day because there was squatting in it. So, and it's like something that I've always loved. It's like even on a bad day, I just like I'm like grateful that I get the opportunity to do it. Because there's not a lot of people like that can squat to depth in the world, like general population, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So like even like squatting something like 3 plates or 4 plates, like we're just in this super niche community.
Yeah, we're
like
when me and Kev were talking about this last week, like when you compare us to the broader percentile of like the world,
yeah,
we are such a like a fraction of a percent.
Yeah, no, it's like it's tiny.
Like the
right?
weight I move is
Yeah.
a fraction of a percent.
Yeah, oh yeah,
of what like people can do.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like a 500-pound deadlift, like my family and stuff, and like my girlfriend's family who like don't like know powerlifting and stuff. When I pulled 500 for the first time, to them that was like
insane. Yeah. And you were like, yeah, it's cool, but like I want to pull 6. Yeah, right. It never stops, right?
It immediately becomes okay. I want to pull. What's next?
Yeah, exactly. What's next? Like I conquered this mountain that I might have thought like, oh, that'll be really difficult, or you know, I might never be able to like surpass that. But once you surpass it, you go, oh shit, like that wasn't too bad. You almost have like rose-colored glasses when it comes to it. It's funny. You know?
Yeah.
Like I always forget all the work I put in to get there, and I'm just like, oh, that was easy. And,
all right, next.
What?
Like you're immediately just like next. What's next?
Yeah, what's next? Like, you know, I did that. Okay, yeah, no big deal. Like, and you know, a year ago, you're like, oh, please let me hit that one time. Like,
and the worst part of it is when you go for these big PRs and you're coming out of it like, holy shit, and then your brain immediately goes, should have loaded the 2.
Yeah, you should have loaded more. Should have loaded 2.5 more. Like that moved better than I thought. Yeah, it's crazy.
I made that call twice at Metro, where I came out of it after my brain was like, I think I could have loaded a 2.
Yeah.
I think I probably could have gone 205 on my first squat, but I don't know then what that would have done to my deadlift.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Like, you can always look back at a meet and go, oh, like, I could have loaded this or I could have done that. Like, for Metro, for example, like, I personally had, like a 3-part plan that me and TK and the boys kind of devised. And the first part was to chip the squat record or push that as far as I could. And then the second part was to win the meet. And then the third part was try to load up the QT. So it all kind of fell in a weird way where I opened with over the record by 2 kilos, and that moved good. So I wanted 273 because in national rankings for 83s, a lot of 83s, or like people in general, will squat 272, but they don't have the opportunity to load 273. So I jumped like in the all-time rankings like 100 people, or like not 100, that's definitely a high ball, but like, you know, a lot of people just by loading that 1 pound.
Because it wasn't a record here, meaning you were allowed to go for it.
Exactly. So it was like, that was always the plan, right? To load 273. So I just like leapfrogged all those people. And then the third one was almost like a 4th attempt. Like, we knew that it would all depend on the day. Like, I did squat 285 in the gym, but I get pretty anxious at meets because, like, I'm not very comfortable with a lot of people looking at me when I'm lifting. It just kind of feels weird. Like, I like my own little cubby of the gym with my friends. So the third attempt was just kind of like, go out there and see if you could do it, which
what did I get last time?
Not sure. You said a cold brew.
Yeah, I think it was a chocolate cream cold brew, maybe. I have no idea. I'm not good at ordering Starbucks, dude.
Really?
Yeah.
You ever see those videos of like the people trying to convince their like dads to order them drinks on Starbucks, and they always say like something
Hi there, what can I get soda for you?
Hi, could I get a grande chocolate cream cold brew?
Yeah.
What do you want?
A grande iced Americano.
And
light ice.
A grande iced Americano what?
With light ice.
With light ice.
And that was just black?
Yeah.
Alright, anything else there?
That's everything.
10:50, can drive when you're ready.
Cool.
I fully thought you said with lettuce.
With lettuce?
I was like, dude, the fuck?
Dude, man, growing up, I used to eat lettuce, like, plain. I don't know, it's just water, dude.
Dude, I'm a diehard lettuce hater.
You're what?
Dude, like...
How do you hate fucking lettuce, dude? That's crazy.
Okay, back up. I'm a diehard iceberg lettuce hater.
Oh, okay, yeah. I can see that. I mean, romaine lettuce is like... lettuce tier list in the car right now. Okay, so above all of it, you got, which isn't even lettuce, spinach.
Spinach, absolutely.
Spinach is fantastic.
Spinach on everything, in everything.
So spinach is S tier.
Are we just doing a green tier list?
A green tier list. All right, tier list. So we got spinach in S tier. We got broccoli in A tier for nutrition.
For nutrition?
Yeah.
Okay.
The taste is like kind of mid, but like, especially if you eat a lot of it. But broccoli is pretty A tier in my mind. Burry, don't watch this part. Lettuce is romaine. I'd put in S tier.
I'd put romaine in A tier.
A tier?
Yeah.
Damn. And your iceberg's F tier for you.
Oh yeah, fuck
That's
iceberg.
Fucked.
Fuck
That's
iceberg,
fucked. It's
dude.
just water, bro.
Yeah, fuck it. I'd rather
drink water.
I'd rather drink water.
Damn, that's crazy. And not even in the summertime on a burger, like nice and refreshing. What do you feel? How do you feel about Brussels sprouts?
Oh, dude, Brussels sprouts are going below iceberg.
Yeah,
dude.
for real, dude. That's like it has its own tier. Brussels sprout tier under F. Dude, fuck that shit.
We got like all other greens, like I don't care for.
Asparagus is good as fuck, dude. Grilled asparagus.
Arugula.
Arugula I kind of fuck with, and kale.
Nah, I have one memory recently of kale, and I've never touched kale since.
Really?
I made a breakfast wrap one day, and we didn't have any spinach, so I used kale.
Yeah.
But the kale was like on its way out.
Oh, okay.
So
So
it was,
it's like
like,
kind of
rotten
mushy
kale.
and
Yeah.
like I've eaten that before. It's not the best.
And I've never had kale since.
A nice crunchy kale, or even like kale chips, slapped. Like they're really good. I don't know. That's funny. We just segued into greens tier list.
Yeah, dude.
I can't really think about anything else.
I feel like mine and your brains in this podcast is a dangerous combination of like stuff just going all over the place.
We're not ever going to talk about anything more than it's just going to be crazy. Yeah. But to segue back into Metro, so the bench calls were peculiar, and I've had a lot of questions on that, which is really funny. But so I did 147 opener, 150, 152. So just 2.5 jumps each time. And the strategy behind it is my opener didn't move as good as I thought it would. So it's any kilos I didn't have to pull to win.
You were going to take out.
I was going to take. Oh, I dropped my phone.
And take it as safe as you could.
Exactly, yeah. So then I go out and hit 150, and it moves fantastic. So then I had the option to go 5 or 2.5. But I was like, well, 2.5, then I don't have to pull it. And I'm 100% have 2.5. I was like, I had 80, 85, depending on the call, 90, have 5 on it. So then I went out and I did 150, and I probably had 155, maybe more. Moved even better than my opener, but that's the game, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes you can't predict that. And then deadlifts, like, I had it locked on my second pull. Like, TK him and YOLO are the number wizards, like, they cranked it down, and they were like, all right, so the boys like have to do this to out GL me. So they were like, we're gonna put in this number and then see if they chase me, and they didn't.
I remember that. I remember like getting ready for one of my deadlifts and looking over at YOLO, and he has a GL calculator up on his phone, and he's punching numbers in like crazy, trying to just like run math. I'm like, if he does this, then we have to do this. But if he does this, we can do this.
That's the funnest part of any meet, is when you're in contention there, or like, I've never ever been that guy though. So it's weird seeing it from the other perspective, but like seeing like I helped handle Lucas at nationals. Me and TK like did that, and it was so fun. Like half of the fun, you feel like you're a part of it, right? It's a big part is like making sure those numbers are correct, because if you make that wrong call and your lifter goes out there and does it, then it could be detrimental, right? But yeah, so I had it locked on the second pull, and they were just kind of battling amongst themselves. So like I was kind of off in the corner, which was nice. So then I just was like, fuck it, load the 20 kilos, see if I get the 688 or whatever. But I didn't have it that day, but that's all right. Deadlifts are kind of hit and miss for me.
It was also the point, I think you had like a comfortable enough lead too that you were able to load that.
To load it, yeah. If I had to load anything else to win, I would have loaded that. Like, I think there's a rumor going around that the QT is going to go up for nationals for 2026 anyways. So I wasn't really heart set on hitting the 688. So I knew I was going to have to do more in the future.
After they just moved the QTs a bunch.
Yeah, well, the 83 QT went from 625 to 687 and a half. So it was a big jump.
I don't even know what it is for me. I know it used to be 710.
I think it's 740 for 105 now. 740.
Crazy.
Yeah, the 83 number I think had the biggest increase. The 93 was big too. It was like 660 or 665.
And now it's almost 7.
It is 710.
It is the 710 now?
Yeah, it's 710. So like the 93 and the 83s were a massive increase, which was I don't know, I love it. I think I don't know, I'm a bit weird when it comes to stuff like that, but like I love that. Like, juice those QTs up as much as possible. I'm gonna hit them. I want to go to nationals so bad.
What is happening in the car in front of us?
You know, it looks like they're having a fight or something. They're in a racket, getting Starbucks. Buddy forgot the girl's name that he slept with last night, so he's trying to bring her to Starbucks just
to make up for
the
it.
Name.
Yeah.
We'll get the name on the order. Tina, fuck, you know?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, fuck, damn.
What did I say, Trina?
Yeah,
you misheard me.
No, it's Tina, dude. I knew all along.
I'll just see it if you remembered.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. Oh my.
So how did it feel coming out of it, being the winner of the meet?
It felt pretty good. It more felt like relief because it was
put this pressure on yourself.
Yes, yeah. I think the hardest thing was like trying to recover after the high of the squat, because I've never had that moment. I've never squatted a provincial record until Metro, so I never had the moment like we're walking out and like you hear provincial record attempt for Dryden or whatever, and then the room just went up, and I was like, holy shit, man! It was like I didn't expect this was crazy. And then afterwards, like after you hit it, especially like getting 3 whites just feels deadly. You just turn around 3 whites, you're like, yeah, baby, let's go, right? So I ran out into the back room, and then it's like pretty much like TK's like, one more. Like, I didn't even ask him what he loaded. I just put my headphones in. But then everybody's trying to congratulate you. You know what I mean?
Fuck off.
Yeah,
let me lock in,
But
dude.
it's so difficult because it's like something I've been chasing for so long, right? Like, I've always wanted to squat 6. Like, I think I'm like the lightest person in the province to squat 6 raw. So it's like, that was like a big thing for me too, right? So it's like, fuck, like, and then having to like click it back in and like, no, I gotta go out and squat more.
Yeah, that's the worst part of doing it on your second. Is just like, dude, let me lock back in.
Yeah.
Let me do what I gotta do.
Yeah.
You can congratulate me after.
Yeah, I gave it a good shot. It's just the same thing that happened when I tried 3 for the first time. It was like, it was just heavy, threw me out of position. Like, it just happened.
Dude, I got a depth call on my first squat.
Really?
I've never once in my life
got a depth call? Yeah, wow.
I've always kind of like prided myself
on
my depth.
I think that's a good thing then, because you got the call. You still get the lift though.
I still got the lift.
Yeah. So then, but like now you're gonna be a little bit more focused on it. I feel like the people that call for depth a lot are the people that are complacent about it.
Yeah.
You know, like especially raw. Equipped is completely fucking different. But like raw, if you get called on depth a lot and you're like, nah, my depth is solid, like those are the people that go 1 for 3 all the time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But if you have a bad meet where your depth is bad and you go back into, and put into work and make your depth better, then you always see those guys go like 3 for 3 all the time afterwards.
It's funny because both Metros now, I've got a red light on my first squat.
Really?
Well, the last Metro, I jumped 2 commands.
Oh, okay.
And somehow the lift did not get overturned.
What the fuck?
I jumped my squat.
Yeah.
And I jumped my rack.
Wow. The front ref was just like, fuck it.
I jumped my squat.
That's crazy.
And then in my head, I was like, well, I've already jumped the command, so I jumped the rack. Because I was like, well, I've already jumped 1 command.
No, you got to sell it, man. I got a funny story now about my equip days. So the first meet I ever did after COVID was this 709 meet that they threw at the Sheraton. But it was like, so it's like the same like Nationals Worlds venue, but they cut it in half. It was because it was a local meet. So anyways, I was benching, and the whole plan was to just get an opener and then get a second and then go and put on a tighter shirt in the back room and then just YOLO
Send it.
load, like a 40 kilo jump. So I hit 140. It's funny that was my equip numbers. Now I do more raw, but I loaded 140, and then he was like, let's go. Put on the new shirt, loaded 180. I came out for it. Start. As I'm coming down, my ass is off the bench so much that the two side refs are looking at each other through like the gap of the bench and my ass. I get the press and the rack, but I shake my head on the rack saying like, oh, I didn't get it. So I got a red from the front, a red from one side, and a white from the other side.
You got a white?
Yes. So if I sold it, I was like, yeah, let's go. I got it, like press, like rack or whatever. Then I could have, hooked the white from the front because they couldn't necessarily see it from where the live stream was. So I learned that lesson hard. It's like, hey man, sometimes you just gotta sell it, see what happens.
See what happens.
Yeah,
Dude, I have such bad snow blind right now. I can't see anything.
Yeah, it's bright.
Step it.
I don't know if you guys are Pokemon fans, but my screensaver, I don't know if you can see it. It's Wooper. Wooper on a skateboard. It's kind of sick. There you go.
Yeah, I should have just done that from the beginning.
Just waiting on the Americano. Should be too long.
Perfect.
Cool.
Yeah, I meant to mention that the other day, dude. Your wallpaper's sick.
Oh, thanks, man. Yeah. When we went to Bay St. George for TK did a local meet, so me and Yolo went out with him to Bay St. George. That was such a sick time. And I was at work one day, and I was just scrolling Instagram, and it was like Wooper on a skateboard. And I was like, what the fuck? So I looked it up, and it's like legit canon in the Pokemon anime. Like, yeah, in a movie, Wooper just takes a rollerblade and like bombs a hill.
Dude, that's
on
sick.
the rollerblade. And I was like, dude, I already love Wooper, but that's fucking rad,
I'm a
dude.
big Wooper guy.
I'm a Wooper guy now. Dude, Quagsire's dope, man.
That was the
original
first-
groundwater.
That was the first thing I shiny hunted in the
Sick shiny, dude.
in the Scarlet and Violet DLC.
Yeah.
Not when they had the Paldean one, but when Indigo Disc came out
Yeah.
and you could get regular Wooper.
Yeah,
That was the
yeah,
first thing I shiny hunted
yeah.
was Wooper.
Yeah. Oh, man, I don't blame you at all, dude. Wooper is fucking sick.
I was really hoping I was going to get, during Fashion Week in Go,
Oh, yeah.
I was really hoping I was going to get a shiny with the
Wooper?
beanie.
Yeah, that one was sick, dude. I think TK got one of those.
I've pulled 2 event shinies so far.
Oh, that's cool.
I got an event shiny Dedenne for Christmas,
Whoa.
and I got a shiny Rowlet during the Halloween event.
Oh, that's a good one,
So
too.
I have a shiny Decidueye.
Yeah, that's cool.
For the
that's
event.
Cool. I got, like, the, what's the electric team again? Valor's, like, I can't remember.
Valor, Mystic, and shit.
Yeah, see, I forget it. I don't know. But anyways, I got the Elekid, the shiny one. With the armband
Perfect, thank you.
from that event where you only got like one chance to capture him or whatever.
Yeah.
I just started playing again, and then that event was going on, and I was like, fuck, holy shit, a shiny Elekid with the band. I was like, damn, that's pretty rare. So I kept him.
Probably like they usually are. Dog stats.
Oh, yeah. Well, no, since it was like a research one, it was like, like 3 attack, 3. Yeah, oh man, he's perched up, dude. Little seagull. Anyways, yeah. I'm a big Pokemon fan. Thanks for the coffee, man.
Yeah, man, absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, well, that could transition into a quick next question.
Yeah, sure.
Who's your favorite?
Pokemon of all time?
Yeah.
Lugia.
Shit, okay.
Without,
That's
like,
not one
question.
you hear often.
Yeah, I know. Lugia is not. So there's like there's a bunch of weird little things that I have with Lugia. But first one was Silver was my first game, and I still like continue to play Silver to this day. So like Lugia was kind of special to me as a kid because I was like he's like the first legendary I got, and I just really liked him. But so back in the day, one of my best friends growing up. Shout out Noah. He's a deadly guy. Me and him were up doing some delinquent stuff. And he looked out the window and he said, hey, yo, is that a loogie? I was like, what the fuck? He gets out of the car. And I'm like, why is Noah looking at spit? Like, that's weird as fuck. And he comes back in with a McDonald's toy Lugia. And he hands it to me and he goes, man, this is good luck. And I was like, yeah? He was like, yeah, it's good luck. So I hung him from the dash of my car for 5 years. And every single time I got hauled over with probably some stuff that, you know, I probably would have got in trouble for, I always got away with it. So then I always brought Lugia with me to meet. So I brought him to PEI. I went 9 for 9. I lost my bag in PEI, but Lugia was in it. So magically, I was able to get it back before I left the next day. I don't know how that happened, but it did. It all lined up. And then, you know, brought him to Metro, and Metro happened. So, yeah, he's my good luck charm.
Oh, you had him with you for Metro?
Yeah, I just put him in my bag.
Shit.
Yeah, so, like, and the boys know I love Lugia, so they hook me up with some Lugia stuff every once in a while. And
anytime they get, like, a decent pull. Or...
Yeah, like, Will hooked me a Lugia EX card the other day. And I don't know, I just collect all of it just because he's, like, my guy. Like, Leah, for my birthday one year, she got me she went on Etsy and got me, like, a crocheted shiny Lugia.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So I got that. Like, I have like a little like area of one of the rooms in my house where I just got a bunch of Lugia stuff.
That's cool.
Yeah. He's my favorite. What's your favorite Pokemon?
I got another. I got an odd one too that you don't hear a lot of people say.
All right, let's hear it.
Flygon.
Flygon's cool, dude.
Flygon's my fucking boy.
Yeah.
And
Flygon's
I will
cool.
never not be upset that Mega Flygon got cut twice because they couldn't come up with a design for him.
Yeah, that sucks, dude.
So I'm really hoping with ZA when ZA comes out. And we get Megas back.
Yeah, that they're going to go Mega Flygon.
I'm hoping we finally get a Mega Flygon.
Man, they've been talking about Mega Flygon forever. Like, it's got to happen.
He was planned for X.
Yeah.
And they couldn't come up with anything. And then you look up on just Google Images Mega Flygon, and there's so many design ideas.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, dude.
They made Mega Salamence do like a UFO. Like, that's
you gave Audino a Mega.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. Yeah, that's diabolical right there.
And it doesn't look any different.
Yeah, like, who the fuck? I don't know. There might be some Audino fans out there.
The only thing Audino was good for was XP and black and white.
100%, yeah. The shiny was cool, though.
Yeah. I'll never, Flygon, because my first game was Fire Red, but I lost my copy of Fire Red, and I was heartbroken over it. Dude.
Of course.
Like, it was I remember distinctly the last thing I was at, too. I was at, the power plant. Like, I was on my way to go get Zapdos.
Yeah.
And I lost my copy of Fire Red. Because, I'm not from in here, and we came in here, and I brought it with me.
Yeah.
And I was somewhere in amongst, the traveling, we were Christmas shopping, or we were doing something, whatever we were in the city for.
Mm-hmm.
I had my Game Boy with me.
Yeah.
And somewhere amongst the traveling, I switched games out.
Yeah.
I wanted to play something else.
Yeah.
And Fire Red got lost because of it.
Oh, man, that sucks.
So then, to make up for it, my parents bought me Emerald.
Okay, well, that's a W.
And then that's when I found Flygon.
Yeah, and Emerald's, probably one of the best Pokemon games of all time.
And then ever since, any game that Flygon is in, he is on my team.
Of course, yeah.
And he's just one of those Pokemon that always makes my team.
Oh, 100%.
It's like Shinx is another one that always makes my team.
Really?
I'm a big Luxray guy.
Wow, that's crazy. That's an odd pick. I understand it, but
I got sent when X and Y came out. I was doing some Wonder training, and I got sent a German Shinx named Shy.
Yeah.
Who I have kept ever since X and Y.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Because you couldn't get Shinx in X and Y. It was one of those friend safari Pokemon.
Yeah.
So but I got it very early on, so it's I rolled with it on my team.
Oh, hell yeah.
Gengar is always a team staple for me.
Yeah. Garrett Bentley's a big Gengar guy.
Once I get somebody to
trade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To hook me a Gengar and then send him back.
Yeah. No, my pop, actually, so growing up, I never really had anybody to play Pokemon with when I was really young, because I got into Pokemon when I was probably 4 because of my cousin. So, I went to school, kindergarten and stuff, and some of the kids would play Pokemon, but it wasn't really a big thing until I got a bit older. So my pop was like, oh, I'll pick up Pokemon with you. So he's played every generation up to the Switch and completed the Pokedex in every single
Really?
game. Yeah.
Dude, that's cool as fuck.
So me and Pop played Pokemon my whole life pretty much, right? And his guy was Pelipper. And
really?
I never understood why. And one day I asked him, I was like, Pop, why do you like Pelipper? He's like, why wouldn't I? It's water flying, right? You can learn surf and fly, right? And waterfall. I can also learn thunder, right? It's kind of fast. It's kind of bulky. It's kind of like a mid all-arounder. But if you have it a high level on your team, you pretty much don't need to replace it. In those games where HMs are important, you can toss HMs on it. You don't got to worry about it. And it's just kind of like a guy that you kept on your team. So you always had a Pelipper level 100.
I'll never forget when I got that copy of Emerald. First off, it was back as a kid where if a move didn't do damage,
Yeah, you never
got
kept
rid of it.
Yeah, 100%.
And
yeah.
if you had a water type, that was all you put on him for like
water
moves.
types.
Was
Yeah,
water
of course,
moves.
Yeah.
You
You didn't know what stab was. You just rocked with it.
You were rocking stab without knowing it.
Yeah.
Just because in the back of your head you're like, oh, it probably does more damage.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But I remember ruining my starter. I started Swampert.
Yeah.
And I gave him Dive, and I gave him Surf,
Oh, no.
and I gave him Waterfall
Oh,
for
no.
getting around, and I gave him Strength. So
No muddy water.
I made my starter
Oh,
a
brother.
HM slave.
That's brutal. No muddy water. That's crazy. That was like the key with Swampert back in the day. You rock muddy water, you get those accuracy decreases. It's good for the double battles.
And then on top of that, I ruined my favorite Pokemon.
Yeah, that's
because I gave Flygon Dig and Fly.
Ah. And they're both two-turn moves.
Yep.
Yeah. No Earthquake for Flygon. That's sin. Was that when Earthquake was special? No, that was physical back then.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think
Now-
it's still physical.
When I started X and Y and I caught my new Flygon, which, fun fact, I still have, because of home and stuff, I've just been rocking the same level 100 Flygon ever since X and Y. I've carried him up with me.
That's
Got
sick.
a cringy ass nickname that I gave him when I was like 12.
Perfect.
And like he's my boy.
Yeah. That's sick.
The only there's very few, because I'm somebody who's like, when it comes to that, I'm not like a battler. I'm very much a collector when it comes to Pokemon.
Yeah.
Like I'm 3/4 of the way done a living dex. I'm working on a form dex, like in home, having everything.
Yeah.
And there's very few Pokemon that have actually like not just been like a box filler. And like I have like a separate box in Pokemon Home that are like, you were memorable off of my team at some point.
Yeah.
Like I got my level 100 Greninja from Y. I got my level 100 Flygon. Like you just got that box of like your boys.
Yeah, of course.
That Luxray that I was talking about earlier.
That like mean a little bit extra
Yeah.
to you. Yeah, that's cool. That's really cool.
I wanted to go get a shiny alpha Luxray and Arceus, but I never did get around to it. I've been meaning to. Actually, that's what I was
pick it up.
That's what I was shiny hunting in the airport when I was going to Edmonton.
Oh, cool.
I posted on my story. I was all like, "Yeah, just ask me questions while I shiny hunt." And that's what I was shiny hunting. Was that?
That's
because, dude, if I'm gonna shiny hunt, I'm gonna do it in Arceus.
Yeah, of course.
It's so much easier.
Yeah, ZA is gonna be so fun.
I'm excited.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm glad. From what I've heard, it's not gonna be a Switch 2 exclusive.
That's pretty cool.
Which means I don't have to go and buy a Switch 2.
Yeah, I'm buying one of those things right away. I'm a big Mario Kart guy, so Mario Kart 9. Oh, I can't fucking wait.
I seen a post the other
shit out of
day.
that.
We've had Mario Kart 8 for almost as long as we've had GTA 5.
Oh my god. Man, listen, me and Leah are big Mario Kart fans, and it's pretty cool to like be big into a video game with your partner, but we've played so much Mario Kart that we can't even play it together anymore, because we just, you know, like it's pretty much just like online, and then you don't really want to run like the good kart specs all the time because you want to play like your favorite characters.
Mm-hmm.
So then you just play like 200cc and you're just bored. So it's like, you know, Mario Kart 9 will be just a breath of fresh air. I'm really excited for us to like sit down and play it together.
Yeah, dude, having
gonna
that
be cool.
having that game that you can play with your partner
it's big.
is so great.
Yeah.
I remember I was playing Fortnite one day, and my girlfriend looked at me and she was like, "Can you teach me how to play?"
Yeah.
And I was like, "Yeah."
Yeah. No, that's cool.
That's kind of just been like what we've been rocking.
Yeah, that's dope, man.
Yeah, we got like our own games. Like, there's plenty of times she'll sit up and like she'll play Hogwarts Legacy or like Sims or
Good
something,
game,
and I'll
yeah.
play like Doom or Warframe or like whatever.
Whatever you're into.
But
Yeah.
like every now and then it's just like, all right, let's hop on and run some Fortnite.
Yeah, that's sick, man. I can't wait for Leah to get back into powerlifting. Hopefully, she's taking a cheerleading hiatus right now. Hopefully, she's planning on going to Worlds with that. So it'd be pretty cool to go to Worlds in 2 sports. But it's really fun when we're both like competing and powerlifting together, because she gives me a lot of shit. Like the first thing I did when I got my provincial squat record, she said, "Well, I have 3 open squat records provincially, and you have 2." And I chipped it 22 and a half, and you only chipped at 18. So, or something like that. And I was like, what the fuck? Can't let me.
Congratulations would have been nice.
One thing, right? It's pretty much like, you still suck. But it's all love. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, I'm excited for her to get back into it.
Yeah, to get back onto the topic of powerlifting.
Yeah.
Because, we took a bit of a Pokemon tangent. I knew that was going to happen.
Yeah, that was definitely going to happen.
What is that like? Like, having that, like, powerlifting relationship? I meant to ask Yolo that question because he's, like, one of the few other people I can ask.
So, it's really awesome, and then sometimes it's difficult. So, like, it's great because we have the same coach, and we're in the same room together training. And, she's doing her thing, and I'm doing my thing. But there is this sense of you both want to succeed and you want to see the other person succeed. So like when you're locked in and you're trying to like complete your session to the best of your ability, but your partner's not having a good session, it can be like sometimes difficult because you kind of want to pick them up. So it's like there's been days where we're both super like riding on the high. Like we just crushed it. This is sick. Like we had a sick day. And then there's other days where we both miss and we're like, man, fuck this shit. Like so pissed. And then there's the opposite, which is the worst, where one person hits super big and the other person doesn't. So it's like you're like, well, my day was great, but I'm so sorry about your day, like the whole time. And you feel guilty, but you can't like relish in your own accomplishment almost because it like rubs in like a little salt into the wound.
You're driving home in dead silence.
Yes,
like
many a time.
She sat there pissed off, and you're there smiling to yourself, rewatching a squat video.
Yes, 100%. And it's been the other way around too, right? Where it's just like, oh, you'll get it next time. Like, look at me hit mine, right?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, look, it moves so good for me. Where's yours? Oh, you missed it. Oh, that sucks. You know what I mean? So it never becomes like that. It's just something you got to navigate, right?
Yeah.
But it's a beautiful thing, man, to like share something like that. And like, we spend a lot of time in the gym as powerlifters. So it's like, we spend
still
upwards
get that time with her.
Yeah. So it's like upwards of, 15 plus hours a week at least, powerlifting in the gym.
Dude,
so,
last Thursday squat and bench session, we were what, 2.5 hours or something by the time we left?
Yeah, so I feel like we could definitely do it faster. The squats are difficult though, because we're all locked in and we got like 14, 15 sets and like 8 of them are working sets and it's just monstrous. But like the benches after squats are done, usually Thursday benches are a little bit more chill because we benched heavy Wednesday, and then we just start yapping. So it's like,
usually what happens.
So it's like hard to like stop yapping to like do. So we ended up extending it, but yeah, it's like 2 hours, So it's like you get to spend that with your partner, which is pretty cool. I have been missing it because Leah got into the gym. I'll just do a little hiatus on her because she's a monster. But we started dating like over 5 years ago, and I was into powerlifting at this point. And she kind of knew a little bit about it, but didn't really like understand it at all. Like never really went to the gym. And one day she looked at me and she was like, "I want to try what you do." And I was like, "Okay." So we go to the gym, and I try to teach her how to squat. She like can't body weight squat. I think she squats up to like 50, maybe 60 kilos or something like that with a barbell. And she can like kind of hit depth with the barbell because of like the counterbalance or whatever. But it still wasn't, what she's done before, like 205 and a half in a meet, like, nothing like that. But then it came to bench, and Leah loves bench. So I just kept putting 5 kilos on, and she kept pressing it. It made no sense to me. So anyways, we worked up to like 50 kilos, and she missed it. And I was like, yeah, that's fine. Like, we had no idea how strong you were. We're just trying to, like, figure this out. And I'm, like, trying to teach her how the movement works. And I rack the bar, and she gets up, spins around, points at me, and goes, "I'm doing that again. I'm not missing that." And I was like, okay. And then right there at that point, I was like, she's hooked, dude.
Yeah.
Like, it was like, yeah, that's it. And then slowly but, surely she started, working with TK and then, started training. So that was pretty cool. My IBW experience, if you want to go down that rabbit hole, was pretty crazy. So I started in 2019, and I worked at Good Life at the time and I was squatting pretty much every day because I loved to squat and I didn't like chest days I didn't like bench when I first started at all. I was like the complete opposite gym bro.
Wow.
So I just squat like every day and like pulled like 3 times a week. And some dude came up to me and he was like, "Oh, are you a power lifter? You're lifting like decent weights." I was squatting like 3 plates at the time, you know.
I mean, good life standard.
Yeah,
That's
good. Yeah, massive in a good life, especially back in 2019. Like that was like, you know. So I was like, "No, I have no idea what that is." And he's like, "Oh, you know, it's like a thing where you do like squat, bench, deadlift." And I was like, "Oh, that's cool." So I looked it up online. I seen there was a meet in like a month or like 2 months. So I signed up for it. I had no idea what it was. So I show up randomly. And I have like no equipment. Like I have like a singlet. I think I had knee sleeves because I like did a little bit of research, but I didn't know any of the commands. Like I didn't know anything. And I was sitting down, and this guy Keith Dunn, who used to lift, he doesn't lift anymore in the NOPA. He looked at me and he was like, "You don't know what the fuck you're doing, do you?" And I was like, "No, I have no idea," because everybody's just starting to warm up. I have no idea what's going on. And he sings out to YOLO, and he goes, "YOLO, you got room for one more?" And then Yolo's like, "Yeah, man, come on." So Yolo taught me like how meat works and handled me the whole day. And then afterwards, Yolo was like, "I'm going to introduce you to TK. You got to come train with us." And I was like, "All right, cool." So I messaged TK on Instagram, and TK goes, "Yeah, I'll meet with you. Come meet me at this Starbucks on your lunch break." And I was like, "Okay." So I go to the Starbucks, I sit down with TK and shake his hand, and he goes, "Get up, spin around for me." I'm like, "Okay." So I get up and spin around, he goes, "I can work with you." I was like, "All right, cool, man." I was like, it was like a little interview. And then, which IBW is a lot different now, but it was super cool. And I was like, "Yeah, I'm like a part of this thing." And then I started training. And 2 months later, so my first meet, I squat 165, I benched 92, and I pulled 177. And then there was a meet in Gander 2 months later that I signed up for right after starting with TK. And I squat 200, I benched 105, and I pulled 227 and a half.
Was that Gander Worlds?
Yep. I put 97 and a half kilos on my total in 2 months.
Jesus.
We're working with TK, yeah. And I was hooked then. I was like, this is it. Yeah.
I think my it's funny because I had a very different reaction when I signed on with TK. When I messaged him, I was like, "Yeah, I think I'm gonna come in the room." His response, if I'm not mistaken, was "About time."
Yeah. Well, he was talking to you, you know, trying to figure something out.
I mean, I'd been training at reps at that point
time.
like a year and a half.
Yeah, exactly. No, I think it's good, man. We got a good crew, and a lot of people want to push hard and like, you know, try to make Newfoundland powerlifting is a thing where we have a lot of superstars. Like we have Steph, we have TK, we got Jeff Butt, we got Lucas, you know, we got there's a ton of people like Danielle Hussey, like Maria T, like that are big, you know, that compete internationally, that are really strong. And then we have like a couple people that are kind of teetering up. So it's like, I really want to see the sport in Newfoundland get to like a higher level. Like when we go to nationals, our presence is like pretty slim, you know? We have like a few groups of people, but it's not like as big as, you know, like some of the bigger provinces that are in powerlifting, you know? Like Quebec is massive. You go around, you just see a bunch of Quebec people at nationals, you know?
And
bunch
like
of Ontario
has like a meet every weekend.
Yeah, Ontario's massive. BC is massive. They got a ton of lifters up there. So it's like, I'd love to see like our like local meets just start to get more and more competitive, which I feel like now they are. Like we're getting like more and more new people into the sport, and they're sticking around, and they're trying to get really strong.
We're having more exciting things happen than like just people like I don't know. And I think like where powerlifting's such a small thing here in Newfoundland, even when it gets competitive, like it's still like powerlifting is such a solo sport where you're still cheering for everyone.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't matter who you're up against or like whatever. You hear like provincial record being loaded in. Everyone's at that door like, cheering.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
And like, I mean, like I don't know. You just see like exciting things happen within the sport. Like I know, like Ethan's Hail Mary last deadlift.
That was sick.
That was sick. And, like the room blew up for that one.
Sorry, James, man. That if I was in your shoes, I'd be like, "What the fuck, man?" Like that was crazy. Like 3 weeks before Ethan did that, he looked at me in the gym and he said, "I will load whatever I need to load to beat James." And I was like, "That's fucking awesome." Like normally we don't see that, right? We don't see like Hail Mary pulls to like jockey for position in Newfoundland. It's like I mean, I'm like one of the only 83s in the province. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, well, that's the thing,
right? It's like, you know, so it was a super exciting battle.
When it comes to competing, our province is 93s.
It is, yeah. It's a lot of 93s.
We are a 93 heavy province.
Mm-hmm. It is. I'd like to see like more of the other weight classes get some love, but it seems like our Gen Pop is like mostly 93.
Like, I mean, like I said, there's like, out of what I can think of, there's like 5 105s.
Yeah.
There's like a couple 120s.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people are staying out of that weight class.
Well, Lucas is scaring people out of that weight class.
Yeah. Baldwin could be a promising prospect in the 120s.
Absolutely.
That guy is a freak.
I think Genj will be a 120 soon.
Genj will be a 120 soon. Genj is an anomaly. He is a freak. And then Chris got supers locked up pretty much.
Yeah.
Actually, Atwood's kind of creeping in. He took his deadlift record, so I'd like to see Atwood stay a super and they could duke it out. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Like coach versus client battle. That's kind of sick.
I gotta have Atwood on here at some point.
Yeah,
too.
Atwood's
just
sick
because
guy.
Atwood's competed in
different feds.
Like, I want to get on talking about that.
Yeah.
But speaking of competing differently, I can talk on that with you because you used to be an equip guy.
An equip boy, yeah. EQB4L. For those who know, shout out my boy Yolo. Shout out my boy Bronson. Equipped is was my like precipice, I guess. Like, I love Equipped. Equipped is like a completely different sport. It's a completely different way of like looking at it. You kind of need a village to like get through some of those brutal sessions. You need a team around you to support you, right? Mm-hmm. It's like very much more a team sport than raw powerlifting, and it doesn't get enough love. Like, that's what I hate about it is, you know, people kind of look at Equipped as, oh, if I put a bench shirt on, I put 50 kilos on. That's some fucking bullshit, man. I'd love to see that. Like, some people, maybe 1 out of, I don't know, 100 would probably have that effect. But it's not that easy. It's uncomfortable. It hurts. And it's expensive. You know? So, like, you got to give your flowers to, like, those diehard equip lifters that go out there and, like, cut their body to try to lift the most amount of weight possible.
Well, I didn't realize like how like physically hard it was on the body till that day Rebecca came in.
Yeah. Dude.
And like her entire arm was just purple.
Dude, I used to bleed out of the back of my knees from reps. You know what I mean? It cuts, like it hurts. It's really stiff. But like then you switch, like when I switched to raw and I put stiff sleeves on, I was like, this is baby. Like, this is nothing. Like, you know, going through, like, some of those grueling equip sessions where you're dripping with sweat, you gotta wrap yourself, too. You don't, those wraps don't just come on. Like, you gotta crank them. That's physically exhausting before you even do the set.
Which is why, most of the time, people get someone else
at meets to wrap. But, like, when you're in the trenches, you're doing it by yourself, right? Or you're getting, maybe somebody's going to wrap you, but a lot of the time you're wrapping yourself and then getting propped up and then going right into a big set of 4, right? And, like, it's a whole nother world. It's crazy. But it's the cool part about Equipped, which I hope to see a lot more people doing now that more people are getting into powerlifting, is the meets are a lot different. Like, Lucas had a really good way of explaining it. A raw meet is like everybody's lining up for their turn to go down the water slide. You know, you're in the hole, you're 3 out, you're like, okay, and 2 more people, I get to go down the water slide. And then you go out and you take your attempt. Equipped is very much like there is not a second wasted. When there's 3 people out, you got 1 guy looking to time when they get the squat command. You're making sure a knee is wrapped before this bar is loaded. Everything is timed. So, like, it's really exhilarating all the way through, right? Which is super cool. I don't know. I think Equip needs a little bit more love from the raw people, but I don't know. I did it. I've still done more Equip meets than I've done raw meets, to be honest.
So why the switch?
Honestly, there's a couple of things that made me switch. Funny enough, it was this really weird interaction that kind of put a seed in my head. So in nationals in BC, I was checking my weight before I was, lifting. And a lifter that I met in Turkey when Leo went to Turkey for Junior Worlds name was Tori. I can't remember her last name. Like, I can't really pronounce it. La Perrier or something like that. She looked at me, and I met her, so I kind of briefly knew her. And I was like, hey, she's like, oh, you're checking your weight. She was like, I thought 83 raw was in a few days. And I was like, no, I'm doing it equipped. You know, I wouldn't be competitive raw. Like, you know, like they're crazy. Like, you know, I'm just sticking with my equipped stuff. And she looks at me, she goes, you never know if you don't try. And I was like, that's kind of true. I have no idea what I was able to do. So then I look at the provincial record, and Kearney had it at 255. And at this point, I squat like 230 raw. So I was like, maybe, you know, one day I might be able to load that up if Kearney goes 93 or, you know, whatever. So I was just kind of like, maybe I'll just do like an off-season raw and like see what happens. So I start the off-season, and then things start to like really heat up, and I start to, you know, kind of getting closer. Like I kind of jumped right from like 235 to like 255, and I was like, man, maybe this is possible. And I don't know, then there was a lot of competition in 83 at the time. Like, Kev was in as 83, he's 93 now. So is Trev, he's 93 now. But they were both, like, coached by TK as well, and both 83s. So it was almost like that thing was like, who is the best 83 in IBW? So that provincials, I was like, I gotta do it raw so we can all go head-to-head to kind of see who would win.
Yeah.
So that provincials kind of was like, all right, I'm gonna do a raw meet. And I ended up walking away with the W that day, so that felt pretty good. And then it was pretty much like, okay, well, I squat 240 then. It was like, let's try to get this record before Kearney juices it. And then Kearney ended up going 93, so then it was kept at 55. And like he did a meet, he did Junior Worlds, and he loaded 265 or 262, I think, got called on depth. So it stayed there for a bit. And I was like, I'd really like to take this. You know, take it from Kearney, because he's like a Newfoundland almost legend status at this point for his junior career.
Yeah.
He's a freak. So I was like, man, to be able to take that, and like Nick Hayward had it before, and he was a freak. So it's like, if I could take one of this record from these people, that'd be amazing. So I just kind of stuck with it. Yeah, and just wanted to shoot for that. And ended up getting it. And now, I don't know. Everybody's telling me to go 93, and I don't know. I kind of want to just squat more at 83. Once I can't physically go 83 anymore,
You'll
like,
go up.
yeah, I'll go up. And, you know, I don't want to shoot myself in the foot, you know?
Yeah,
But
you going up to 93 will really build the whole you and James local rivalry then, especially because it'll be the same weight class. Then.
Dude, I love James, man. We have a very similar mentality when it comes to like pushing hard and like trying to be the best, you know, that you can be. So I really liked competing against him, even though it was with good lift points. I still think that, you know, that's still a good metric to decide, you know, who is champion of champions. But at the same time, I think that he could have beat me, right? It's not like I had it in the bag, you know. Anything could have happened, right? And I'm excited for like more of those battles. So, you know.
Yeah, James is a great guy.
Yeah,
I remember when
awesome.
I met him at Metro last year. Like, it was his first meet. Like, he was very similar, like you said, for your first meet. It was like, didn't know what was going on.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
I know, because Kearney was handling me, because I was coached under Chris at the time. So Kearney was handling me and John.
Mm-hmm.
So Kearney, like, looked at James and was like, come here.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, kind of brought it in, and
Yeah.
I don't know. I think the 93s are in a really good place in Newfoundland right now, and I'm really excited to see where that envelope gets pushed, because there is like, I feel like I'm gonna miss some people if I start listing them off, but you know, if I'm gonna list a couple off, and if I miss you, I'm sorry.
I'll see if I can think of any that you missed.
Yeah, 100%. But we got Evan, we got Perry, we got James, we got Ethan, we got Phil, we got Kev, we got Trev. Who else? There's definitely more, right? We got Matt Wells, who could come out of the shadows at any moment. Like, that guy is always strong, but whenever he competes, he does so good, and then he'll go into the shadows, and then he'll come back out and just...
There was talks of him doing Metro.
Right, and just he's like the boogeyman. Like,
because I know, because that's who I go to for massage. I go to Matt, because obviously
he's awesome, man.
And a powerlifter knows what hurts on a powerlifter.
100%.
So like that was the big thing for me going to Matt. And Mom was looking for a new massage therapist at the time, so I sent her Matt's way. And I haven't been to see Matt in a while, but I know he mentioned to her, because like he knows like it's my mom and like knows like I compete and stuff. He mentioned to her he was debating doing Metro.
Yeah.
Which would have been crazy to just see him come out of the blue.
I had a nightmare like a week out that Matt Wells was going to show up and out-yell me. And I was like, fuck. Because there's nothing you can do about it. He's just, TJ Gear, right?
Yep.
You can't knock out the Labrador folk, right? So, like, TJ is still a freak. Like, I know he's just doing bench only right now, but he could come back and pull 7.
Is Clyde a 93? I'm trying to remember now.
I don't know if he's 93 or 105.
That's what I'm trying to remember now, if I got to fly him down for the 105 special episode.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to rent out a van at this point.
Yeah, really. Holy. But there's a lot of...
93 is a huge class.
Yeah.
93 is not only a huge class here, but it's a big competitive class here.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of the 93s are close.
They're all close with each other, which is cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. So, I don't know.
Like, a lot of the 93s, it could come down to a day of type thing.
Mm-hmm. That's exciting. Yeah, I want more 83s here. But, all of them go 93.
Listen, man, I told you guys the other day I'd cut to 83 and everybody laughed at me.
Bring it down. Well, no, I don't think that's a good idea for you, personally, but like...
Dude, I'd look sick.
Yeah.
Like, I would genuinely be skin and bones.
You're way too tall to be...
Dude, look at my build. I shouldn't be a 105.
No, you should be 120. You're a tall guy.
But I'm not going up in Lucas's class.
Yeah.
You kidding me? I'm going to stay at 105.
Yeah.
Gen's just going to leave eventually.
You got to dodge Lucas, man.
And then I just got to chase Will.
Yeah. I don't know. We can't glaze Lucas too much because he has nationals coming up, so I've always been trying to talk more shit to him.
I actually think this episode will be out after nationals.
Okay, good. Yeah.
When is Nats?
Nats? I think he competes actually March 1st.
Yeah, this is going to come out like the 13th.
Oh, okay, perfect.
So this episode will be out.
Well, Lucas, congratulations on your successful performance. But I'm not going to say how you did because I don't want to jinx anything. But at the same time, I love you, buddy, and fuck you.
choose your words carefully so you don't get clipped out of context.
100%. 100%. No. I give Lucas way too much shit. Well, all the boys do. We have to. We can't make his ego any higher.
That was like a big question I was asking a lot of people on this show. I was asking Sheffield predictions, and I was going to ask you, and I was like, there's no point. This episode doesn't come out until March. Sheffield is tomorrow for when we're recording this.
Yeah, that'd be cool, though. We can rock some Preddies. Like,
I mean, it's the same thing. I know who you have for men.
Who?
You have Shell.
I don't know, man. So, see? Yeah, it's tough to not go Shell. But see, I'm a big Perk guy. I think Perk is dope. For the W, I think I have to go Shell. But there's a part of me that's like, maybe he doesn't perform in the first time 66, but he is the God Slayer. So I'm going to have to go with Shell. You're right. And then number 2 has, I know there's some talk like Agatha versus Sonita or whatever for best, like, over the world record. But I still got to go with Agatha, man. Like, she is an absolute unit.
Monster.
Yeah. Like, seeing her in person, she is built like a refrigerator. Like, it is freaky. She's just all muscle and just, like, fully loaded. Like, you just look at her and you're like, yeah, she can lift the universe.
And the thing is she's one of those people, she's just reaping classes. She just wins a class, goes up, wins a class, goes up.
Yeah.
Like,
dude, women's powerlifting is in a 6 spot right now. Like, it's so exciting to watch. Like, Agatha being her is always fun to watch. You have Sunita literally breaking, like, mind-melding barriers with how much she can lift. Like, she is an absolute monster. You got Alba Bolstrom, the junior, that's going to come up and be like, yeah, I don't want to be put in that category right now. You know, like, you got Britt, who is very consistent, you know?
Consistent.
Yeah, and she's a mutant, right? So it's like, it's super, super fun to watch. On the men's side, there's like a couple people who I'm really excited to watch, like Yell, Perk. I'm really excited to watch Aid Omakison. I think that's how you pronounce his name. I'm not quite sure. That dude is a unit, and he could very potentially go 880 to 900 as an 83, depending on the day.
You're casually preying on Russ's downfall.
No, I think Russ, after the L that he took, is a lot, like, he gained a lot of points in my book. Because
he got humbled.
He was, yeah, but he was very, like, honorable about it. Like, I needed to lose to know that I could be better, which I fuck with. I think that's super sick. I also think having an ego is super important if you're a top level, you know, on some blue lock shit. You know what I mean? Like, you need some sort of, like, I am the best or I'm going to be the best, you know? Like, so I respect Russ, but I definitely think Aid is going to walk away with it. If Joey B was there, I'd have all my chips cashed in on Joey B.
You gotta have Date knock you down in order to
100%, dude. The heart stopper punch, dude. Man, I don't know. Joseph Bornstein. Fuck, dude. I'd have all my coins in on that guy. He is just a freak.
We're just at the point with powerlifting, man. Powerlifting is just, it's getting insane. Like,
it's so
exciting. Stuff that's being moved. Like, it is crazy.
Yeah. It's so exciting to watch.
And, like, just seeing, like, Jesus push the human fucking limit of what, like, a body can handle.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's crazy.
Like, watching him squat 1,000 pounds for reps is, like...
insane. It doesn't make any sense.
And he'll post, in his post, he'll be like, felt like shit. And I'm like, dude, that looked amazing. What do you mean?
But the thing is, too, with, like, Jesus, is that, like, I think he could squat more. It's the equipment can't handle the amount of weight that's being on it.
He has so much bar whip and everything, dude.
Like, squatting like that on an Alico, but he's turning an Alico to, like, those, like, bamboo bars. So it's, like, there's no, like, tensile strength. Like, imagine how much more, like, force he could apply to the bar if he wasn't, like, trying to catch whip at the right time.
Because that's the thing, is, like, he cannot explode out of the hole.
No, he can't.
If he explodes out of the hole, once he hits the top, that bar is going everywhere.
Yeah.
And then you have to try and stay still with this bar just flapping its wings on your back.
Yeah, I think he's pretty explosive there. I think it's just on the way up. He has time it, which is, like, a whole other aspect. That's, like, the best part about, you know, like, lifting what I lift is, like, an 83, like, you know, in the mid, like, low sixes, like, you know, mid 550s or whatever. We don't have to deal with that. Like, sure, it's heavy, but, like, I know the bar is going to stay still, right? It's not, like, completely noodling on my back, you know? Like, it's just, I don't have to deal with any of that whip, so I could just be super explosive. If I have it on the shelf, it's just going to move.
Yeah, like, I've watched it with Lucas.
Yeah, Lucas.
I've watched the bar whip on Lucas's squats.
Yeah, usually when it's, like, I feel like it starts to get noodly past, like, 360. I've seen it get really noodly on Lucas then. And then he just has, like, hammer through it. But, like, Jesus is putting, like, what, like 450 or something on it? It just turns into, it's ridiculous. I don't know.
I think he could do good. I'm hoping he's learned a lot of lessons from last Sheffield. Because he jumped a lot of commands last Sheffield.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if that's going to affect his performance this year.
Yeah, I'm sad that Keiko's not there.
I'm also sad that Keiko's not there. Keiko's probably one of my favorite people in powerlifting.
Yeah, he is mine too. Also, like, Keiko's, like, the only powerlifter that I've seen who, like, plays this game that I also play, which is, like, a really nerdy game. And I'm like, that's kind of cool. He plays a powerlifter. He does too.
What game?
He plays this game called Maple Story, which is, like, an RPG game. I don't know if you're familiar with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like, I don't know. I played it, like, when I was a kid, and then, you know, I picked it up in my adulthood, and I fuck with it. It's just, like, a mindless, like, eternal grind game where you just, like, you know, kind of melt your brain and just, like, slowly progress through.
He's one of the few powerlifters I know as well who plays League.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. I'd say other, you know, League's super big. But like, I'd say other powerlifters do, but aren't like open about it. So it's kind of cool that he's
Nobody
just like,
admits they play.
yeah, exactly. Like he's just like crazy strong, and then it's like also like, yeah, I play League and like I stream like fucking Valorant and shit, but I also bench 550.
Story posts are always like anime intros.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. Oh yeah, I love that shit. I'm a big anime guy too.
Yeah. Keiko's just a vibe. Same person. Like, I just think that their whole personality is a vibe when it comes to like being one of my favorite powerlifters. Is Evie.
Evie Corrigan?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. She's sick as fuck.
Probably one of my favorite female powerlifters.
Yeah, dude. I totally get you there. I don't know.
And like to do like what she does after like being like she's just somebody else who has like insane cuts and stuff.
Yeah, she's nuts. She's nuts, dude. She's like, I don't know, maybe it's because they're both from New Zealand and they're awesome people or awesome athletes. Like, I don't really know them as people, but Evie and Tim Matagati are absolute freaks, dude. Like, Tim is like, I've been following Tim for a really long time, and he's just one of those guys that you just, every time you see on Instagram him do something, you're just like, man, he is him. Like, it just doesn't make any sense. And coming from a Fed that had Brett Gibbs in it, and then trying to be known as the 83 is crazy. You know what I mean? Like, Gibbs is fucking Gibbs, bro.
Yeah.
Like, and then you're like, oh, well, like, I want to go to Worlds, but I gotta beat Gibbs. Who's Brett Gibbs? Like, that's fucking nuts. Like, that sucks. So to prevail through that and to continue and push through is like, that shows a lot. Like, a lot of people would have just been like, fuck that, I'm gonna dodge him.
Yeah.
But he didn't dodge. He just tried to get stronger.
So going off that you saying you're a big anime guy.
Yeah.
Top 5.
Animes of all time?
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's fucked. Number 1 is Ippo. I think that's like the best anime I've ever, one of the best animes I've ever seen. Okay, so we got Ippo, we got, see, there's gonna be some like pretty cringe picks in here. So yeah, Ippo, we got Monster. I really like that one. I don't know if you're familiar with that one. But
that one I don't know.
Okay, so Monster is like about this dude who's like a brain surgeon, and he's like trying to hunt down like a super advanced serial killer that he ended up saving his life years ago, so he feels like responsible for like
Shit.
Yeah, so it's super cool, like psychological thriller. So Monster, Death Note is 1000%. I know people don't fuck with season 2, but I think Death Note is still sick in its entirety.
I agree, but I also think it's completely acceptable to stop watching Death Note.
It's after season 1?
After season 1.
Yeah, that's fair, I guess. I don't know. I fuck with it heavy. So yeah, Death Note. Then we got... See, it's tough when you get down to the end, right? Because it's like, there's a lot of like quintessential, you know, animes. I'm gonna go Demon Slayer, Attack on Titan.
Oh, dude!
Yeah.
Demon Slayer above AOT.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That one hurt me.
Sorry.
Damn.
I think Attack on Titan was one of the animes that I watched that like kind of like kept me going through it. But I think the like I really like horror movies too. And I think this thing where once you discover the monster, right? And you kind of understand it more, it becomes less fearful. So I feel like Attack on Titan kind of had that with me. Oh, wait. I'm going to reverse this whole thing. So instead of Demon Slayer, I'm putting Vinland Saga in there.
Okay.
Yeah, Vinland Saga, and then, yeah, I still really fuck with Demon Slayer, so Demon Slayer would be 6, but I can't leave out Attack on Titan. But Vinland Saga is definitely one of the best ones there. Oh, it's so fucking good.
One of my buddies is like on me to. He's like,
you gotta fucking watch it. You
I
gotta fucking watch it.
I think that's probably like one of the next ones.
You gotta fucking watch it, man. The opening for the first season is I listened to that probably for 4 months.
Is that one in Paradox?
No, Paradox is the second one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, the first one.
It's like I can't pronounce it. Like
that's the one. Is that the one with the screaming in it though?
Yeah.
Like at the end? That's what I was listening to before my final deadlift, before my 500 at Metro. I was listening specifically the screaming part of that intro.
If you watch the anime, it would be so much more impactful, dude. Like, it's so fucking good, man. Vinland Saga is crazy. Reading it is good too. I'm a big Vinland Saga guy. That is the whole I have no enemies fucking bit in the second. I don't know. I don't want to spoil it, but yeah, it's good. Anime is sick. I feel like there's 2 camps of powerlifters. There's the anime powerlifters, and then WWE powerlifters.
Valid.
Yeah, there's like one or the other, or sometimes they're combined. But like, I don't know what it is with powerlifters or like superheroes. I'm not a big superhero guy though.
I mean, like, I used to be, and maybe it's just like MCU fatigue, but like, I'm so burned out on like superhero stuff right
Yeah.
now. Like, I see trailers and stuff for stuff coming out. I'm like, I don't really care.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just go watch an anime instead.
Yeah, I really fuck with Batman though.
Yeah, my top 5 list is like constantly like ever changing when it comes to anime,
Yeah.
and depending on where my mood is at the time, it looks like I'm just like a studio fanboy.
Okay.
Because like there's a time where it's like a lot of Mappa projects.
Yeah, that's fair.
And saying you're a fan of Mappa is not a great thing because they're kind of a shitty company.
Yeah.
But like if I were to go top 5, I think AOT is my number 1.
Yeah.
Big AOT guy. Number 2 probably be Chainsaw Man.
Oh, Chainsaw Man's good.
I've read all of Chainsaw Man as well,
Oh,
so like
okay.
that's why I'm like Chainsaw Man's high because I know what's coming and I'm
Yeah.
so excited for what's coming. Gurren Lagann is my number 3 pick.
I don't think I've heard of that.
It's a mecha anime from
Oh, okay,
Studio
that's cool.
Trigger.
Oh, that's cool.
The guys from Gainax who made Evangelion
Oh, okay, yeah.
went and formed Studio Trigger, and then made Gurren Lagann. So
that's cool.
it's a mecha anime by the same people who made Evangelion. So
Yeah.
it's like it's definitely up there.
I haven't got into Evangelion yet, but I need to watch it.
Cyberpunk Edge Runners is probably my number 4,
I never seen it.
which was also Studio Trigger.
Oh, okay.
Was really, really good. And dude, now I gotta come up with a number 5.
It's hard, man. It's like saying like top 5 favorite artists of all time.
I think I'm
It's,
gonna go
like,
with Bleach.
difficult. Bleach is good, man.
Bleach was my first.
Really?
And I think to people who know me not putting Naruto in my top 5 is crazy.
Yeah.
But Bleach was my first anime. I remember
Bleach is
staying
fun.
up way past my bedtime. I was staying at my grandmother's one night,
Yeah.
and she had satellite TV out around the bay, which was the only way you could get like Teletoon and Cartoon Network and stuff.
Yeah, Teletoon at night had
So
anime.
Teletoon at night had anime.
Mhm.
So I was just staying up way too late watching cartoons.
Yeah.
And next thing I know, the first episode of Bleach airs.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, dude, what am I watching?
Oh, yeah, so cool.
I've never finished Bleach,
Oh, you should.
but it's always had that place in my heart.
Yeah. I like, my first anime was Death Note. And it was Teletoon at night. I was just watching it because, like, South Park and, like, what the fuck was that show, man? The one that was claymation. Do you remember, you know what I'm talking about? And it was, like, really, like, edgy at the time. Like, very, like,
I don't know,
South
because we would have
Park-esque.
grew up with 2 different eras of cartoons.
It was super fucked. Anyways, I can't remember the name of it now. But, anyways, I was watching like that when I wasn't supposed to be, and then Death Note came on, and I was like, whoa, what the fuck is this? Now, it was a random episode, but I used to just watch them randomly, like not even in chronological order, just because I thought it was interesting. And then when I got Netflix, and they had it on Netflix for the first time, like when they had an anime like half recently, and I went back and watched the whole thing like in order, and I was like, holy shit.
Have you watched the Netflix one?
I haven't watched the Netflix one. No. Just the anime. I'm not gonna watch like the live action. I can't do
Don't,
it.
dude. It's
I
so
can't
bad.
do it. I can't do it.
I remember
Same thing
as-
with One Piece. I can't watch the live action. I just no.
I don't care for One Piece.
Really?
Don't. I've tried and like it doesn't look interesting to me. Wit Studios, the company that did the beginning of Attack on Titan,
Yeah.
are redoing One Piece
Oh, okay.
and cutting out a lot of filler and just basically like reanimating just the like important stuff.
I'm excited for that. That would probably. be
So
pretty
I
cool.
might watch One Piece then.
Yeah.
But to go right now and watch Toei's One Piece, I don't really care for.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot.
I remember speaking of anime as a kid though. Ryuk scared the shit out of me as a kid.
Yeah, me too.
Dude, I was terrified of him as
Yeah.
a kid.
No, I just thought Light was just so fucking cool, dude. He was just like, I don't give a fuck. Yeah, and all the Kira stuff was really cool. There was like, I don't know.
Like, yeah, sure, a lot of the stuff coming out now is really good, don't get me wrong. Like, Demon Slayer's great, My Hero's great, but, like, the stuff that was coming out when we were younger
was crazy.
Was crazy.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you can't. There's been a nostalgia in that too, probably.
Oh, absolutely.
But yeah, it's really, really fucking good.
But you like can't fault like the OGs of like Bleach and Dragon Ball. And,
yeah,
like
YOLO's a big Dragon Ball guy. I think Dragon Ball's sick too.
You gotta put some respect on Dragon Ball.
Oh my god, yeah, dude, that shit's crazy.
That's actually what I've been watching like as my background watch now.
Really?
Like kind of like because there's so much of it. I threw it on. It's like my background watch now. Like if I'm like playing game, like if I'm playing anything that like I don't need to focus super on the game or anything.
I'm gonna pop this down for you.
Yeah, just because like we're just steaming up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I said screw it. I'm gonna do it all. So I've started with Dragon Ball. Not even Z or Super. Like I started
really? Like
Dragon Ball.
Yeah, my sibling started with. Sorry, for anyone who knows, I chew Nicorette gum like a sicko, so that's what I'm getting right now.
Big fiend.
I know, yeah. I used to smoke actually. But
really?
I quit. Yeah, I used to smoke weed and cigarettes and vape all the time.
You did it all.
I quit all of it after 2023 BC because of one weird interaction I had with Luke Homer, who's a super cool guy and super strong and crazy. But in the equipped session, I was opening 170 and he was opening 170. And I hit and he missed. And then I went 175 and he gave me this look like, this fucking chump is benching more than me. I gotta go out there and hit. And I missed my next 2 benches. It was like Hail Mary, like opener or whatever. But I was so pumped. But he looked at me like, this fucking scrub is benching more than me. I gotta go out here and smoke this. Like, kind of like the way he looked at me, kind of like was like, fuck, dude, I could actually be good at this if I stopped fucking around. So then I quit like drinking. I quit smoking. Like completely, I just went cold turkey on all of it, and then just like doubled down on training.
Yeah, I think that comes to a point with a lot of people in powerlifting where they realize like, they're all like, this is affecting my training.
Yeah.
But B, it's also like I could put this time and money into training.
Yeah.
I could put this money into better food. I could put this money into a nutrition, like a nutritionist. I could put this time into it.
Yeah.
Because not only are you taking, like, when it comes to drinking especially, I know weed's different because you don't get, like, the hangovers and stuff.
Yeah.
But drinking, unless you train that day, you're toasting that day and probably the next day.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Because hungover sessions suck.
Yeah, I only really drink post-meet, that's it. If I do a meet, I'll have drinks. But after that, I'm like, no, I'm not going to drink. So... like, I'll go, 6 months or whatever. And then I go way too hard when I drink, too. So, every time I get a couple beers in me, I think I'm, like, a super. And then I'll just drink a shit ton, and then I'll end up, puking or something like that. But
see, I'm not quite like that. Like, I'll drink, a beer here and there. Like, it's, a beer or two on the weekend for me is, it's a pretty common thing. But, to actually, drink to, get drunk or anything, I don't care for it anymore.
Yeah, I'm I don't know. I'm kind of a 0 to 100 guy.
Dude, I'm an old man now. I'm 23.
Oh my god, shut up. I'm 27. I don't know. But yeah, I quit all that shit and I put probably 50 kilos on my total.
People don't realize how much of an effect it has.
Especially smoking dope. A lot of people think dope is just it's not really going to impact you. And some people can rock with it and still get strong and it doesn't affect them. But for me, it was more so it made me complacent towards training. So I think there's a big thing with my training personally that's I need to be constantly thinking about it. It consumes my brain to the point where I can't think about anything else. If I have a big session, sometimes I don't open Instagram. Sometimes I'll go full schizo and just that's the only thing I can talk about.
Just rock it in the corner.
Yeah, 100%. Because I know I got to get it done and I got to put my all into it. So it consumes my brain. But when I smoke dope, I would just get mega complacent. I'd be that's tomorrow. Fuck it. Whatever happens, happens. Instead of just being I need to do this to the best of my ability. So that was maybe more of a mental change than a quitting weed change, but I found that weed made me a bit more complacent personally, so I just gave it up.
I don't get the people who smoke before they train.
Yeah, we had a guy actually who used to be in IBW IBW season 1 or season 2, And he used to take edibles, dude, and go and squat like a fucking PR. And before he'd be like, man, I feel like Jello. And I'm like, dude, you're fucked. And he goes out like 190 kilos, like fucking, woo, and then like stands up with it. I'm like, oh my god, dude, you're gonna die.
You're freaking out.
Yeah, oh, dude, I was freaking out. I was like, what a crazy sicko. But I mean, you know, he just did it for fun. Like, he never took powerlifting as serious as, like, you know, we do, or like trying to be, you know, the strongest you could be, right? It was more like an activity for him to be like healthy. So, you know, whatever you want to do, go for it. You know, I don't know. People used to smoke a lot and come in stinking like dope in the IBW room. It was wild.
I guess now we'll get in. See, we're downtown. We'll get into the questions. I have my girlfriend write these out on cue cards because, like, look at this. This is like the most questions I've
shit
ever got. Some of these have multiple questions on them.
Oh my god. Okay.
So the first one is, what advice would you give to yourself 5 years ago, or to a young powerlifter in general?
Don't. And this is something like I focus on now because I'm a basket case, but all the work that you put in pays off. So like, if you don't hit something that at your desired speed or RPE, or like if you have to cut reps from a session, or if you have to like do anything like that, it's not a wash. Like, the whole session doesn't go in the garbage. Like, that effort is still paid forward. So, you know, like, there's a couple times when I was younger, or even now, where like I'll hit a session and something doesn't move good, and I want to crash out and like freak out and want to do better, right? So, but like, that doesn't mean that what I did was gone or like wasted effort. A lot of times I've shed many a tears over a bad session. And, you know, I wish I could go back and be like, listen, man, it's all going to be good. You'll get to the end, you know. You get to your own end goal one day. So don't be too hard on yourself, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
Next one is, would you ever go back to equipped, or even just go back for training?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I would never want to like take anything like out of the cards, but right now I kind of really like what I'm doing. Like, it seems to be working, and I'm having a lot of fun. So like, that's the whole point. Like, there was a certain part when I was doing equipped where I wasn't having as much fun as.
All right, we're back. Turns out I didn't need to wait for a gas station. We had a red light.
We're all good. So yeah, no, to talk about the equipped question, I don't know. I would probably go back if I'd stopped not having as much fun with raw. Because at the end of the day, like, powerlifting is a hobby that means a lot to me, that I like sacrifice a lot of other aspects of my life to like try to be better at. But
dude, we hitting every light, Jesus.
Yeah, we are. But it's at the end of the day, I have a lot of fun doing it. And if it's not fun for me, I just, you know, it's not really worth doing. You know, life's too short. So I might switch if raw gets boring or I don't want to do it anymore.
Okay, how did 273 feel on your back that day?
It felt heavy. It kind of, see, it's like a different rack too. Like, I feel like I get super accustomed to like the rack that I use. So like, the ER feels like home. I can kind of like roll it in and around wherever I want it to be. But the that's a red.
Oh shit, that is a red. It's a green.
Yeah, it's a green
Way
now.
to be good, dude.
Anyways, I can kind of like roll it wherever I want it to be. So like, doing the Alico for the first time on racking 6, it felt heavy, and but I knew I had it. TK told me before too. He was like, you got it, but it's gonna feel different. And I was like, all right. And it did.
What'd you think of that pad
for bench?
Yeah.
The first, my opener, it felt super weird, and then I really liked it.
Yeah.
It took a minute to get used to.
Yeah, I thought the same. Like, it took my first to like figure out how I felt about it. But I noticed it gave you a little bit of edge with shooting your ass off the bench.
Yeah, you get a little bit of cushion.
You got a little bit of like raise before you're off the bench.
Yeah, that is nice.
All right. Next question is, what did changing nutrition do for you? So like switching up and going with Murray.
A lot, yeah. I think that was like a big big thing in me being able to like handle more work. It also like helped with my mental because I turned over every stone. So it's like, you know, I have dialed training, that's good, and I focus on that. And I make sure my sleep is good and my hydration is good, so and my recovery is good. So it's pretty much just food to help recovery. So then it's like anything that happens is kind of like, not that it's out of my control, but I'm doing everything I can to make it as good as possible. So I can't be too hard on myself because I crossed every box. You know what I mean?
You also seem like somebody who like keeps their life stressors down for the most part, or like keeps them out of like the gym.
Yeah, oh for sure. Yeah, like everything I do outside of the gym is to try to make the gym better, which is kind of crazy, but it's true.
Also, that question on nutrition made me realize 4 of the 6 guests on this show have been Burry's clients.
Whoa, that's kind of cool.
The only ones who haven't been is James
and Ginge.
Yeah,
but Ginge has a nutritionist too.
Ginge also does have a nutritionist.
Yeah, so that's a big level up, man. I think it's having somebody to take care of your food so you don't have to worry about it is sick. It's so good. It's like it's worth every penny. And like Burry, like we've been working together for a little bit now, and it's like very tailored to you. So it like helps. You like ask me, you know, what my blocks are gonna look like, and ask me specifically about like recovery and digestion and stuff. So it's like super cool. Yeah, I would recommend it to anybody. I think it's important to get nutrition.
He had a post on Instagram. It was either today or yesterday. I've been like kind of off Instagram lately because I've been like again half recovering from being sick. So like time's been blurring.
Yeah.
But I know Burry had a post up there about like training with so many powerlifters and stuff. He said it's fun for him because everybody's like a puzzle, because everybody trains different, everybody recovers different.
Yeah.
Like the work that we have to eat for and recover from is like different than the training volume that like say Chris is doing.
Oh, for sure.
Or like anyone that I'm trying to think of people that are with Burry that are between Club U or us, but I can't think of anybody.
There might be a couple people.
Because I think it's like that's the most part.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Well, it's you know small. NLPA is kind of like
2 groups in St. John's, really.
Yeah, and like a couple outside, you know. But it's like the 2 most people are in like the 2 condensed groups.
You have, for the vast majority of the NLPA, you fall into like 4 groups.
Yeah.
There's the West Coast guys, the West Coast YMCA guys.
Yeah.
Bay St. George crowd.
Yeah.
Club U.
Yeah.
And us.
Yeah. They're trying to get like a scene out in like Grand Falls and Gander and stuff. It's like slowly coming along, but it's a little different.
And I mean, the sport could always do from more people being exposed.
Oh my God, yeah.
The next one is, you're at a meet and you need to make your 3rd lift. What are you doing to get hyped?
And I need to make it?
Yeah.
Like, it needs to go?
Yeah.
That's all I'm thinking about. I'm in the corner just trying not to look at anybody or anything, and I'm just going like, you can do this, you need to do this. Like, that's the only thing that I'm thinking about in my head.
So it's actually really funny, because that's exactly how you were at Metro.
Yeah.
But when I went out before Metro started, like when my girlfriend and my mom showed up, they texted and they're like, yeah, are you free to pop out or whatever? And I was like, yeah, I can come out and chat for a little bit. So I went out and I was chatting with them, and you were sat 1 row ahead and on the end, and my girlfriend looked at me and she goes, is that Dryden? I went, yeah. And she goes, is he not competing? I was like, oh no, he isn't. She was like, is he okay? I was like, yeah, he's in his bubble. We've been on strict no contact orders.
Yeah. I'm like that person at work that has like the thing on their back that says do not talk to me, like I won't get any work done. I'm like that with competing. Like I need to like be left alone to like figure it out.
Need to lock in. Oh, not your window. I'm not looking on that window. Dude, we are steaming up. I cannot see shit.
Yeah, the temperature's a bit different. Oh, there's a guy coming. Oh, he's walking behind him.
I think I'm good after this truck and that SUV.
Yeah, you're good. Dope.
All right, next one is, was there a specific session that you realized you were about to break out?
Like go like to the, like kind of like, I don't know. It's funny because I feel like I broke a barrier, like a glass ceiling, but there's like, there's just another one after it. So it's like, I haven't really feel like I've like done that yet, I guess. I had like a good local meet, but like I want to like, you know, go further. But there was a there was a session, the one session, it was probably not the one that like other people are thinking about, but we had 3 8s high bar at 207, and at this point, like my best like high bar 5 was like 200. I was like, I gotta do 7.5 more kilos for 8 reps 3 times. I was like, this is fucking crazy. Anyways, I ended up doing it, and I was like, holy fuck, like I'm way capable of more than I think I am. So that was like kind of the one where I was like, damn, maybe I can like do more than what's there. And then also like there was a day where we just had climbing singles, and I just really wanted to squat 600 for the first time. I knew I was probably around there, and warming up I did 255 and it moved good, and then TK just gave me 270 and I was rotted. Because I was like, fuck, I just want to squat 6. Just give me 272. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And not 270. I've done that before. And then I hit 270. He goes, 285. I'm like, what the fuck? Dude, I'm not prepared for this. Then I hit 285. He goes, 300.5. And that shit crushed me. But I tried it.
Was that Boxing Day?
No, it was before Boxing
Oh.
Day. And then Boxing Day, I just did second attempt. So I did 272. And that moved pretty good.
Rank the Saturday squat session boys on a handsome scale.
That's impossible. Oh, fuck, dude. I'm gonna... No, this is gonna hurt some feelings, dude.
And I'm not going to tell you who put it in.
Fuck. I gotta say YOLO's the most handsome. I do. I have to say YOLO's the most handsome. He's just a handsome guy. It's like crazy. He looks like George Clooney. He's just like, he's all rustic. And he's got like superhero pecs. Like, he's just handsome. Anyways, so YOLO number 1. Fuck. See, this is a toss-up because, you know, Will looks like a professional baseball player. Like, he's just all like rugged and handsome, you know what I mean? And Lucas is handsome too. Fuck, it's so hard, man. I don't know. I'd say Will, then Lucas. Sorry, Lucas.
You gonna throw yourself on the scale?
Nah, they're all more handsome than me. I'm just gonna put myself on the bottom.
Dude, Will is getting glazed in the past 2 episodes because you
Will's a guy.
haven't seen it yet because it hasn't come out, obviously. Yeah. But in James's episode, he called him the Newfoundland sea bum.
Yeah, dude, he's handsome. he's fucking handsome. He does well, bro.
It's the stash.
It's the stash, man. I'm just trying to look like him.
Dude, if Will ever shaves the stash, we riot.
Yeah, I think even if he shaved the stash, he'd still look like...
Yeah.
I don't know. He's just built. His back is fucking massive, man. It's just massive. I don't know. That's the ranking, and I'm sorry, Lucas.
Okay.
Yeah.
Weenie Hut or Salty Splatoon?
It's Salty Splatoon all the way. If you know that, if you know, you know. But if you know that SpongeBob reference where they get like kicked out of the Salty Splatoon and had to go to Weenie Hut Jr., I'm definitely Camp Salty Splatoon. Train hard as fuck, and you'll figure it out. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to go in and, you know, hammer baby sessions and chip away at progress linearly by 2.5 kilos a year at a time. I'd rather go in and run a big gamble, and that's just the way I like to train, and that's the way I have fun. So it's like, I'm Salty Splatoon all the way.
You got a rough guess at who put that one in?
I bet that's TK.
It was.
Yeah, I knew it was TK. He loves it when we say that shit.
So we're slowly, if you couldn't tell with that one, we're slowly getting now into the least. I got my girlfriend to sort these out, kind of powerlifting, and then into like less serious ones.
Okay.
How did you get such massive quads?
Oh, this is an interesting question. My quads, I had them since I was a kid, but like I always had like pretty big legs. But when growing up, I spent a lot of time riding BMX. So I would ride my BMX bike like 8-9 hours a day every day. Like even in the wintertime, I'd go to like underground parking garages and stuff like that to ride BMX and like do tricks and stuff. So my legs were just really developed for doing that. And then when I transferred to, when I started doing powerlifting, my legs were big and squatting was just easy for me, or like easier than the other 2 lifts. So I still had a lot of challenges with squatting. Not saying that it's like super easy for me or anything like that. I still have, you know, difficulty with it, but I always like kind of attached myself to it. So then I'd squat all the fucking time. So it's just like always got bigger, I guess. I don't know. Now they're just the way they are.
Makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, James has some pretty big quads too, so I don't know.
It's always funny, like, you see powerlifters and you're like, yeah, they have big quads. And then you watch them put on, like, a tight knee sleeve, and then you go, holy shit.
Yeah.
They have big quads.
Yeah. It's pretty cool.
Tell us about Murder Block.
Okay. Well, I'm in Murder Block 2, and I'm not doing so hot right now, so that kind of sucks. But we upped the ante for this one a little bit, and I'm having some trouble. But Murder Block 1 was this concept where TK was like, I'm going to throw a gauntlet at you and see if you live. And I was kind of on a heater at the time, and I was like, okay, go for it. And there was just it was just a insane amount of volume, and I just kind of looked at it like each session, each rep at a time, like I had to get through it. And I don't know, I ended up like, I don't even know how I came out on the other end. It's almost like a fever dream, but I did. It was probably the most difficult block of training I've ever done in my life.
I remember the start of Murder Block.
Yeah.
And I remember suffering through. Like, we were, like, fighting the urge of throwing up that Thursday night.
Yeah,
with just
bad.
the amount of volume and stuff we were doing.
That's the day with the 8s that I was talking about earlier.
And you looked at me.
Yeah.
And I was, like, about to pass out. And you said, or you were like, we're almost through it, Lenny. And then we finished. And you looked at me and said, that was the easiest squat session of this block.
It is. Yeah, it was.
And then I was like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
So then, me, Kev, Steph, Adam, and Trev did that Saturday.
Yeah.
And that was when my knee said, nope.
Yeah.
Because it was 4x4s then, that climbing 4x4s that Saturday.
Yeah. No, it is nuts. It's a nuts amount of work. And like the stronger I get, the harder it gets, which is crazy.
Because it's the more you gotta move.
Yeah, it's the more you gotta move for more times, and then your body's like, it's still heavy. So it's like it gets difficult. But yeah, Murder Block was crazy. I love it though. I think training super hard is fun and gets me all excited.
This is a new one for me. This is one I don't even know about.
Okay.
Tell us about Squat of the Dog.
Oh, okay. So Squat of the Dog is this thing that TK came up with, where every Saturday we have Saturday is like our biggest squat day of the week, and it's usually like a ton of volume. And I started going. Everybody gets sore, you know, like you get aches and pains or whatever from doing a ton of volume. You're fatigued, whatever. But I always found that if I squat heavy again with volume the day after, I would just feel better. So we started calling it like, you know, like hair of the dog. When you're drinking, you're hungover, you just have like another little drink and then you're good. So it's like, yeah, that's Squat of the Dog. So like tomorrow I'm doing my day 4 numbers after doing today's numbers. And people might say it's counterproductive or like it's, you know, dumb or whatever, but they always, you know, end up moving pretty good. Like, and I always feel super recovered, like coming back.
Fair enough.
So,
if it works, it works.
yeah, I've been doing it for probably like, I don't know, maybe like 4 months now. And it's just something that we kept doing.
Next one is, what is the best time for a gunster?
Post-meet. It's got to be the first drink post-meet. Lucas started it, and now it's something that we can't stop doing. It's like, it looks disgusting, but
It looked revolting when you posted it on your story.
Dude, it's delicious. It actually tastes good. It's not like, so me and Lucas did the Gonster as a joke in PEI after he did his, you know, thing at Nationals. And we slammed one, and then we were like, let's sip on one. Because it wasn't bad. So we had to have one to sip. And then Will and Yolo were like, man, that can't be that good. Like, you know, to have a sipper. And we did it post-Metro, and the boys, you know, we were like, yeah, we got to have a sipper. Like, it's not bad. It kind of tastes like vanilla-y. I don't know. It's interesting.
I think that's all of them.
Oh, okay.
We got through those a lot quicker than I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Dude, that was, like I said, it was the most, man. When I posted you on my story,
Yeah.
notifications were flooding in for questions. Like, holy shit.
That's
and like
pretty
some
funny.
people didn't get their questions in time and were literally DMing me. It was like, yo, could I still like throw a question in?
Oh my god. That's crazy.
I was like, holy.
Well, we got more, I'll answer them. I don't know.
And it's like, knowing what's coming now is like, knowing I'm gonna have Lucas on here, and like Lucas is like competed like internationally and stuff, and like Lucas is following on Instagram and shit. If Lucas reposts my story, I'm gonna be like, dude, there's gonna be a lot of questions come through.
Oh yeah, there's gonna be a ton. Yeah, it's gonna be cool to have him on. I think it's cool what you're doing. like kind of showing some love to like the Newfoundland powerlifting scene. I think that it'd be cooler to get some like a couple OGs on here, like if you can. Like it'd be cool to get like Evan and Perry on here. Would be really cool to like hear them talk about like what the challenges they went through and like the scene that they went through at the time, because like that's even before my time, you know, like what they were doing and like just what they've seen and like the growth in the sport then.
A couple people have told me they want Jeff on too.
Jeff would be sick, dude. Jeff would be good. TK would be good. It'd be cool to get TK and Steph on a pod at the same time.
Yeah.
Like, you know, Steph is slept on big time in Newfoundland. She is an absolute freak.
Monster.
Yeah, when I first started training with TK, he was like, you got to come out and watch Steph train. And I was like, cool. And then Steph did all my numbers easier. And she weighed half of me.
Yeah.
And then I was like, fuck, that's crazy. You know what I mean? And then I realized there's levels to this shit. That's the coolest thing, you know? I always looked up to Steph, man, and TK. I mean, TK's a freak, dude. They both went to World Games, bro.
I'm also really hoping that we host, like, a high-level meet here soon.
Yeah, there's like
an Easterns or like a Nats or something where I could just start.
No.
I'll start throwing Hail Marys.
We're gonna. There's rumors that we're gonna have Nats in 2026. I'm pretty sure that's confirmed.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Dude, if we host Nats, I'm gonna start firing Hail Marys of Instagram messages.
Yeah.
I will bulk record like 6 episodes in a weekend.
That'd be hilarious.
And like have the next 6 months of uploads just ready.
That'd be pretty funny. I don't know.
I'll get like 3 copies or like 6 copies done in a day. Like I'll be shaking my episode.
That'd be cool. I don't know, man. Do it. Fuck
I'll
it.
like drop Luke Birmingham off, go grab somebody else, grab another coffee, drop them off, go grab someone else, grab another coffee. Like, man,
I think Luke is like, I really look up to him. I think he is like a freak. He's so strong, and I would love to, you know, one day kind of be close to him. You know what I mean? Like kind of maybe on the total or whatever. I feel like me and him are kind of similar, where we have massive squats. Well, his is way massiver than mine, you know, but I'd love to like kind of get close to that, or, you know, maybe even surpass it one day. But he's just getting stronger and stronger. I'm just trying to catch up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then you got Ben Langley, who's an absolute freak. So the 83s in Canada have some massive squats coming along. Like 600 is the floor. It's got to be. We're going to start seeing a lot more 83s hit 3. And I'd love to be one of them.
It's going to reach a point where it's a requirement.
It's a requirement. Yeah, well, 600 is a requirement now. You don't squat 6 at 83. Unless you're Manders, you can pull like the absolute universe. It's like, you know what I mean?
I mean, hey.
Yeah.
You're already stepping on that ground. You have the biggest squat in Newfoundland.
That's true. But you know, it's that thing that we were talking about with PRs before, right? You hit something, you kind of, it feels like every single time I do a meet, I kind of lock my total in, if that makes any sense. So like I did PEI, I got like a 645, I locked it in. I was like, I never want to do that again. I want to do more.
That's in the past.
Yeah, it's in the past, right? So I hit 668, I got a 600 squat, locked that in, that's in the past. So it's like I just want to do more than that. Eventually you'll get to a point where you're like, holy fuck, I can't believe I did this.
One question I meant to ask earlier and I forgot to ask was, how do you find work affects powerlifting, or does your work affect powerlifting?
My work, I chose my field of work. So I work as a insurance advisor for the cooperators. So I work in home and auto and commercial. And I love my job. It's awesome. But I chose that field of insurance because it's a desk 9 to 5. I used to work at Craig's Cookies, where I slang cookies all day. My hands were raw and sore from like molding thousands and thousands of cookie dough all day. And then it like, as soon as I stopped doing that and I got my job in insurance, man, my deadlift felt great. Like I went from pulling 250 to pulling like 265, 270. You know, in the gym, obviously. But like it was instantaneous, right? The growth. And sitting down a lot, of course, is impactful, but there's ways around that, right? You just got to be a little bit more mindful of being active and like getting your steps in. But besides that, like I think that was like the best decision I ever made.
That was one thing I lucked into with work is when I took over the office that I'm in now.
Yeah.
The guy whose position I took over, he had an ergonomic assessment done.
Oh, okay, cool.
So he had a sit-stand desk. So technically, I came into the office with the least seniority.
Yeah.
And got a sit-stand desk.
Oh, that's sick.
So, like...
Yeah.
It's perfect. And I mean, my job, I'm also kind of, like, on my feet, so I'm not sitting a whole lot.
Yeah, so that's good, yeah.
But, again, it's the same thing. It's a 9-to-5 desk job. So,
Yeah.
like, for training-wise, it's... I agree, 9 to 5, like, that kind of thing where you can... It works because we can consistently get in. We know Thursday evenings, we're all going to be there.
Yeah.
Like, same time.
Saturday mornings, you know, like, all those things, like, I tailored to... you know, even when I didn't have a desk job, I would block those times off for training.
Those
I
times.
can't work those times. I can't come in at those times. I have prior obligations. Because I don't, like, I don't know, it sounds crazy, but, like, the most important thing in my life to me, is training. Like, I like competing, but I love training more than anything. So it's like, I want to make sure my training is consistent. Because I look forward to it. It makes me happy.
Yeah.
You know? So it's like, I gotta block off those times, and those times I'm locked in, and we're all like kind of around the same, so like the boys, so we all just kind of like schedule it, and then it's that time where we all walk in and we all see each other and we're like, let's go to work, and it's just it's an awesome environment.
I know I've said it like a couple times before in like previous episodes. It's kind of impressive to see how many of us in IBW work desk jobs.
Yeah.
Like, it's a lot of us.
Yeah, well, I got it from Yola, who got it from TK.
Yeah.
So TK was like, yeah, I work a desk job, you know, I work like remote from home, and he gets to train and push hard, and it like helps with his training. And then Yola was like, I'm gonna do what TK did, and then I was like, I'm gonna do what Yola did. and then Lucas ended up getting a job very similar, so like we all kind of work like that 9 to 5 life. And Will is an accountant, you know, he works 9 to 5 too.
I work 9 to 5 and just applied for a work from home position.
Yeah, there you go. And work from home is crazy. I'm more of like an in-office person, because I find that like I'd be a little bit too distracted at home. I get pretty distracted.
I absolutely think I would be too.
Yeah, but I mean, you know, take advantage of it. Like do what you can do. I think that's awesome, man. Like 9 to 5 helps a ton.
Consistency.
Yeah, the consistency is big, and like fatigue management, and just like being able, like, these are the times that I focus on work, and this is the time that I focus on my hobby, you know, and this is the time that I focus on like loved ones and family.
And like some people don't like the whole being in like the rut and every day feeling the same, but like, dude, I love that shit.
Me too.
I love getting to the gym the same time, training the same time, going to bed the same time.
Yeah,
like,
me too. Yeah, I like eating the same things all the time. Like, I'm a freak. Like, I don't put like seasoning on anything that I eat. I like it all tasting the same. It's weird. I don't know. I just have to. I eat the same things. I like plan to go to bed around the same time. Sometimes I get into the vortex of social media and stuff, and I don't actually go to sleep. But I always make sure I get like 7 to 8 hours of sleep a night if I can, right? And then like, I don't know, just make sure everything's the same. You know, like people at work, they know I'm gonna leave at 5 to go train. So
don't ask me to stick around.
Yeah. Well, they know it's important to me too, right? So it's like it's important to like have a workplace that knows that.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, this is work, and then you have your life outside of it too.
What do you have for hobbies outside of the gym?
I mean, like I do play some video games. Like that's like a thing. Like it depends. I kind of cycle through a bunch of them, but it's like usually pretty like low maintenance games. Like I'm not a big like first person shooter guy. Like I like a lot of like cozy games. Like I have like, I don't know, 4,000 hours on Animal Crossing. Like games like that where I can just kind of like turn my brain off and like focus on like little tasks. Mm-hmm. I like those games. But besides that, like it's literally just powerlifting and like watching anime. I really enjoy watching super niche YouTube documentaries on like a very obscure thing. I don't know if you've fallen down that rabbit hole.
Dude, like a 2.5 hour video essay on like a game that you have never even heard of.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. Oh my god.
Dude, I discovered a guy the other day called Beam Buddy.
Okay.
He does like he does videos on like like video essays on like games and like the stories behind
Yeah.
them. So I found it because of Soma, which is a horror game that I actually really enjoy.
Okay, yeah.
But he's done them on like Inscription. He did one on a game called Mouthwashing that I've never even heard of.
Yeah.
Like,
And you're just locked in.
Yeah.
It's so like it just scratches an itch in my brain. I really like lock picking videos.
we were talking about this the other day.
Yeah, I love lock picking videos, and I love those like cyber security like somebody hacks into like a scammer call center and like makes them freak out. I love those videos too. Like just weird shit like that. I don't know. It's just something about it. It's just so different from what I normally see. So I always turn it on.
Yeah.
But I really love like, okay, this is a game I've never heard before. It's a 3.5 hour documentary. I'll sit down and watch that. But like if it's like a blockbuster movie that's 2 hours, I'm like, nah, that's too much. that's way too long. I can't pay attention to that for that long. But just
Some
a random
niche ass like
YouTube video for 4 hours. Yeah, I'm into that shit. Yeah, for sure.
the other one I've been like falling down the rabbit hole of on YouTube, and I've been getting real bad for it. I try and avoid like short form stuff other than like Instagram Reels is the only one like I kind of let myself go down. Like I try and avoid like the YouTube Shorts rabbit hole, and I try and I don't use TikTok at all.
Yeah, me neither.
Like the only time I use TikTok is like Friday. I'll post the same reel that I post on Instagram and YouTube. I'll post on TikTok.
Yeah.
And I get back off on it.
That's like social media stuff though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like I'm like getting destroyed by it because I don't know what's trending on TikTok because I don't care enough to go on there to
Yeah.
like. But the one YouTube Shorts rabbit hole I've been falling down big time lately is the should I open it or should I keep it sealed?
Oh, I love those.
Dude.
Yeah, they're really good. They're really good. Pokemon cards. That's
Yeah.
I'm big onto that. It's because I also like watching people gamble online. I'm really bad for it. I can't gamble myself because I have a really addictive personality. So like anything like that gives me dopamine, I'm just like hooked. And it's bad. So like I'll just watch other people gamble and like gamble like ridiculous amounts of money. And it's probably all fake, but you know, you get a thrill from it.
And
I
then
don't know.
you're set to like, oh, glad that's not me.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, if they miss, it's like, glad that's not me. And then if they hit, it's like, oh my god, I can't believe they hit. Like that's crazy. You know, it's like it's a W either way.
Yeah.
You know, so I like that. Gambling content is great.
What's your go-to PR song?
It changes. It changes. I think I'm on the precipice of a new one now because I'm like, feel like I'm entering a new era where I have to like kind of break past the glass ceiling that I have. But recently, like for the past like 3 months, I just cycle through 2 songs when I squat. For other lifts, it's completely doesn't matter. It's like kind of like depending on the day, right? But for squat, I just always go back to the same 2 songs. It's Sober by Tool and Vicarious by Tool. And I just listen to those back and forth on repeat.
It's funny because I've never been there when you've connected to like the block rocker, so
I
genuinely had no idea what genre of music you even like.
I listen to wild shit. I listen to a lot of anime intros. Just a lot of like hype rockin' like Japanese music is sick. I listen to a lot of rap music. Mostly like, you know, like underground trap music, I guess. I don't know. I grew up on a lot of that. So it's like, I don't know, I pick up some of that shit all the time. And I really like classic rock too, but I don't normally like train to it very often. Like every once in a while I'll like hit a good spot. But like kind of like that new metal stuff that's like a little bit less screaming, a little bit more like building tension.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of listen to a lot of that stuff. So like
Not quite the shit me and Kev are throwing on, but
no. Yeah, that stuff. I find music with like lyrics that I'm trying to distinguish. It like takes me out because I'm trying to figure out what they're trying to say.
Valid.
So it's like I need to listen to something that's like kind of like softer, but like the instrumental is like heavy and like builds a lot of tension. Or if it's in a different language. That's why I really like that. If it's in a different language, it's like I
don't
can't
have to try and
I don't have to try to understand it, but I'm just listening to like the melodic component, and like that kind of ebbs and flows with like my mood, I guess.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, so it's like that. What about you? What's your PR song?
For a while it was Kingslayer with by Bring Me the Horizons with Baby Metal.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
That was a big one. I know my OG one was Hold Me Back.
Okay.
I don't even remember who it's by, but like that was the song I hit my first plate on bench to, so like that one's
Holy shit.
always held like
that's cool, man.
a special place in my heart.
That's cool.
Soldier's Rage, the hardstyle remix by Maul. You Say Run is obviously
You Say Run
up
is
there.
crazy, yeah.
And the
That was so good.
You're all caught up on Demon Slayer, right?
Yeah.
The Enter the Infinite Castle theme.
Yeah, that was fantastic.
Like the theme when they're all dropping into the castle.
Yeah, so good.
Like that was
So
the first thing I posted when I signed up for Metro.
Yeah,
was
so
I
good.
posted the clip of Zenitsu.
Yeah,
dropping.
which is so good. No, so good. I don't know. I love that shit. There's yeah, anime intros are fire. You gotta find a good one though. Sometimes they just like hit different, and you're just like, yeah.
The Rumbling's another big one. I mean,
Rumbling
obviously
was
an
good.
Attack on Titan guy myself, anyway.
I had a rumbling era. There was like a month or two where I listened to that as like a PR song, but not too much anymore. A lot of the music I listen to when I train now is just like
Driving out everything else.
yeah, I can't deal with everything else. You know, people like I don't know. I'm a very distracted person, so like when people are like talking, I just kind of want to hear what they're saying.
You gotta lock in and be like,
Yeah, just headphones in. Like this is the only thing I have to focus on. So like noise canceling on my headphones are on all the time. I'm just like listening to whatever. But it's mostly those two Tool songs. I don't know how I found them too. Well, I'm a big Tool fan anyways, but like for some reason I had a really good session and I just listened to those two songs. And then every single time like I need to really focus, I just put them on. There's something about like the tempo and like the intent, I guess, behind it, where it's just kind of, I don't know, maybe I'm thinking too much into it.
what's your go-to cheat meal? Like if Burry texts you right now without like free reign.
Dude, see, the thing is that I fucking
You
ever
like
since
what
I
you
started,
eat too much?
ever since ever since I started with Burry, like I used to eat Dairy Queen flamethrower chicken wraps every fucking day, like every day. Like I was a freak. Like I don't know, I just fucking loved them, and I haven't had them since, and it sucks because every single time I want to have a cheat meal, that's what I want. But I get one every once in a while, so it's like I kind of got to use it as like an important thing, like almost like a date night or like something like that. So I end up usually getting sushi because it's like I try to stick away from like the deep fried rolls, and then it's like kind of close enough to what I eat, so like my guts don't get fucked. Because like sometimes I eat like a burger, like post Metro, I went out and got a chicken burger. That fucked me up for like 2 days.
Dude, when I did 75 hard, having like my first bit of takeout after 75 hard killed me. Dude, I was in pain.
It's crazy when you eat so clean for so long and then you realize, holy shit, like I used to eat this no problem, now it's killing me.
Yeah.
You're just not used to it. It's crazy. So what are your next steps?
600.
600?
Eastern's qualifier.
All right.
Give me that Eastern's 2026.
Provincials?
Yeah, so the plan is I'm going to do provincials this year just because why not?
Yeah.
And then next January, if the guys put off another Metro,
Okay.
hopefully hit the Eastern qualifier then at Metro. So then I won't do provincials
Okay.
of 26.
Yeah.
Because then I'll just taper into, or I'll just use that time to just keep working for Easterns of 26.
Yeah.
And like I'm really gunning for Easterns of 26 because from what I've heard from the rumors and stuff, it's Halifax.
Yeah, which is fun. Travel meets are awesome.
But on top of that, my girlfriend's best friend and her boyfriend are in Halifax.
Cool.
So we would also use it just as an excuse to go up and like see them and spend some time with them.
Yeah,
and
fuck
see
yeah,
them and
dude.
stuff.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So it's like, that's kind of what I'm gunning for. So
Yeah.
me and TK are hoping like 600, 605 area by Boxing Day.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
So that's the next big one I'm working towards.
Yeah, because that's like, what is that, September 2026?
Yeah.
Yeah, holy, dude. It's like, it's almost like the thing where it's like the whole calendar resets after nationals. It's like so long now.
Yeah.
Like you get like a whole year to just get stronger, which is kind of exciting. You know?
And I mean, look at the progress I made with TK in 4 months.
Yeah.
Dude, like...
It's just gonna keep going, man.
Exactly.
You just gotta put faith in the guy. TK is the man.
He's the man.
And some of the things that he prescribes, you're just like, how is this even possible to do all of it? And then you do it, and then you go, oh. And then when you see on meet day, you go, oh, every little thing that I did made sense. It's like a flashback.
You get your program, and you look at it, and you're like, dude, I can't do a 4x4 of this weight. And then you come into class, and you don't do a 4x4 of that weight, because you do one set of 4 at that weight.
Yeah.
And then you go up.
You go up. Yeah.
And then you go up.
Yeah.
And then you go up.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, you're 10 kilos over prescribed.
Yeah. And you still do it. Yeah. It's crazy what you can do, man.
Yeah.
We always put ourselves in these boxes.
You put faith. And that's the benefit of having a coach.
Yes, 100%.
You don't think about it. You put faith in what coach gives you.
Yeah.
You get thrown the numbers. You say, yep.
Yeah, I'm going to do these. Oh, 100%, yeah.
And I noticed that, too, competing with TK as a coach. Like, when I would go back after a lift, like, TK almost, like, he was offering me 3 numbers. He was like, this one's going to be easy.
Yeah.
This one should be doable. And this one's going to be hard, but I believe that you have it because I wouldn't be offering it to you.
Yeah.
If I thought you were going to miss it.
Yeah, 100%, yeah. No, that's his game plan. Yeah. There's a couple tests that he gave me when I first started working with him, like the first meet, where he looked at me and he was like, you got a 40% chance of getting this. Do you want it or do you want the easy one, which is like 5 kilos less? It was like when I went to squat 200, and I was like, I got nothing to lose. I'll take 40% at 200. That's a cool number. And he was like, right on. Let's fucking go. And then same thing with the 500 deadlift. My first 500 deadlift. You could go tarps off back then. No
really?
T-shirt. Yeah, no T-shirt in the singlet. Yeah, that was the last tarps off meet, I think, in Newfoundland. So it was pretty cool to be part of that. I pulled my first 5 tarps off.
Yeah, and like that was the difference too of going into this meet is like I looked at TK and he was like, so what's the plans for Metro? I said, I am A-okay with 6 for 9.
Yeah.
If it means we try something big and try something like hard that like would be a big like satisfaction.
Yeah.
I said I am A-okay with 6 for 9.
I like going 9 for 9 because it's like it feels like you check the box, but at the same time, going 9 for 9, it like feels like you sometimes when it feels like you leave shit on the table.
That's my thing. I don't want to go 9 for 9 and feel like I could have done more.
Yeah, but if you go 9 for 9, you hit and you fucking hit everything. You're like, yeah, let's go. Like big day.
Yeah,
like,
that's how Metro felt for me this time.
Yeah, fuck yeah, dude. That's sick. Yeah, those meets don't come along all the time. Because you could sandbag and go 9 for 9 for free. You know what I mean? But like, actually trying and pushing your own boundaries and going 9 for 9, like that's where it's at. That's where it's at.
Yeah, it's big. I mean, you could go 9 for 9 and total 300, and bam, you got a 9 for 9.
Yeah, you go 75, 80, 85 on all 3. Dude.
Yeah.
They're like 25, 30, they're whatever.
Give me bar.
Yeah, give me the bar, dude. Well, you have to take collars, but still, like 25 or whatever. That'd be hilarious. Me and the boys always joke about the 100, 200, 300 meet on all 3 lifts. That'd be fucking awesome. That's like the prime, that's the perfect 900 total. You go 100, 200, 300 on all 3. I'd love to see somebody do that. They'd instantly become my favorite lifter.
Dude, it'd be crazy.
Yeah.
It'd be crazy to be benching 300 and only squatting 300.
Yeah. Dude, there's this guy in Equip Powerlifting. I'm not quite sure what country he's from, but he'll show up at Equip Worlds and he'll squat 212 in full gear hard at 83, but he'll bench 260. Yeah, he's just a bencher. So he shows up to Equip Worlds, does 3 lift because he knows he's going to win gold in the bench. So he goes and he gets his gold benched, and he's like, I got a gold medal, motherfucker, fuck you. And I'm like, that guy is cool as fuck. You know, why not, dude? You got your thing.
Work with what you got.
Yeah, and you're better at everybody else pretty much in the world 3 lift at it. So you might as well just go do that. You can't knock somebody for having a good strategy.
Clue up because I'm running out of memory card space. Holy shit, we've been yapping, dude.
We have been yapping.
The last couple questions I do have though.
Yeah.
Biggest inspiration in powerlifting, or in general, who inspires you?
Oh man. In powerlifting, it's probably like my friends, like TK and my friends, like seeing like everybody go in and like push really hard and like try to be the best versions of themselves is inspiring. But like also seeing TK do what he does is crazy. And then like him keeping up, and like I only just out totaled him at Metro, and I've been, he's at M2, bro.
Oh yeah, he just comes out, he'll brush the dust off
and beat the shit out of anybody.
In
He's
jeans.
crazy. Yeah, it's crazy. He's so inspirational, right?
And he'll just do
But,
it in
like,
jeans.
Yeah, in jeans. Doesn't matter. And I've seen he's paused my 1 rep max bench in Blundstones and jeans and looked at me and said, "You watching, Dryden?" and then pressed it in my face. And that shit just pisses me off, but it's all, it's like, fuck, dude, he's so sick. You know what I mean? It's like, god damn it, he's just still flexing on me. It's like, you'll never escape it. And then if you beat him, he goes, dude, you beat an M2, good job. And you're like, fuck.
There's no winning.
Yeah, there's no winning, dude. He got you beat on everything. And if you supersede him, he's like, well, I coach you too, bro. So it's like a little win for him as well, So it's like you can't just beat him outright, and it's kind of awesome. I fuck with that. And like outside of powerlifting, it's probably like my pop. He's like he's an amazing man. He like my dad wasn't around very much growing up, so he like kind of stepped into that role, and he kind of like taught me everything about like just like trying to be a good person and like treat people around you with respect and stuff like that. And he was always like the most hardworking person and kind of kept everything to himself. He never really got angry, he never really got upset, and he always tried to see the good in people. He's like a super awesome guy. Yeah. So that's who inspires me every day. A lot of the times when I'm doing a hard set, I'm like, I'm gonna do this one for Pop. Yeah.
It's a good way to look at it.
Yeah.
And the last question I can think of, and like I said, I got the list of questions, like regular questions on my phone, and there's always questions that get missed because I always forget some of them. But it's the classic, fuck, marry, kill. Squat, bench, and dead.
I like this one a lot. It's definitely, I just want to like marry and fuck squat, dude. Like, it's the reason why I powerlift. If squat wasn't in powerlifting, I would do ollie lifting or something, like, and they don't even have squat in the competitions, but they do a lot of squatting, I just like it, so it's like I would do that. But it's definitely a marry squat, and then I would probably, it's interchangeable with bench and deadlift for me, but I'll probably fuck bench and kill deadlift.
I think you are the first person to ever have that opinion.
Really? See, people love deadlifting, and I like deadlifting too, but squat or bench is always there for me, Like sometimes it's really not, but even if it's really not, it's I'm still pretty close where it would be. But if my deadlift isn't on, it's fucking like a 20 kilo discrepancy, and it sucks.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But I have a lot more room to grow in deadlift, so I feel like that will, and bench, well, in all three really. But I feel like I could definitely put a lot more kilos on my deadlift. I just need to figure some things out. So that might switch. But yeah, it's marry squat and then it's fuck bench kill deadlift.
Yeah, it's funny you said if squat wasn't in powerlifting, because I think if we'd ever lose a lift out of powerlifting to get replaced with something, I think we'd lose bench.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah. I'm a fan of that too. That'd be cool.
Getting rid of bench?
Yeah.
Just entirely?
Yeah, I mean, it's like whatever. As long as they don't touch squat, I don't care.
Would you want just squat dead then, or would you want
yeah, sure,
an Olympic lift or something thrown in there to like...
No, I think I'm a fan of either, if they're trying to make powerlifting more mainstream, I think cutting to 2 lifts isn't that great because you want the specialists, right? So like, because they can always throw something in the mix. So like having somebody with a good bench is good. But I think like somebody said it before on a podcast that like an optimal way of like kind of making it more viewer friendly is have 2 attempts per lift. And I'm a really big fan of that because your first attempt is pretty much a throwaway anyways.
Your first attempt is to just make sure you total. Basically.
Yeah, exactly. So like you'd have to be either do that, like make sure you total, and then Hail Mary big jump, which that's fucking cool and exciting to watch. You know what I mean? Or you have to, I don't know, like make your opener your second, which is sick, right? So I think that would be cool instead of like kicking out a lift. But if they did have to kick out a lift and they kicked out bench, I'd be like, yeah, that's cool. As long as they don't add straps to deadlift. I heard rumors they were gonna do that. That would fucking suck.
Straps to deadlift. It doesn't see because for a lot of people it changes a lot, but for like other people it changes nothing. Like I'm not gonna really benefit. I've never once had an issue with like grip, so like
Yeah.
people who don't have an issue with grip aren't gonna gain anything.
Yeah.
But people who are dropping it all the time are gonna.
Yeah. Or they can like set up like certain people with certain straps can like set the strap up like so low in their hand and like really wedge their levers in and like get a lot out of it. And that would just turn the sport into like who can do the most techie sumo because like grip is out of it, or who can do the most techie conventional, you know? So it's like I think that would suck. But I don't know. I think powerlifting's going in a good direction. We got a lot of really strong male lifters coming out of the woodwork. The boundaries are getting pushed, and really strong female lifters that are like pushing the boundaries even further. I think that's super exciting to watch. So as like a fan of powerlifting, like now is the time, dude. It's like it's crazy right now.
Yeah, powerlifting, and it's only getting better.
Yeah.
Like I'm excited for tomorrow.
Yeah, dude. Sheffield's gonna be
Sheffield tomorrow.
awesome. Yeah. I don't think you're a real powerlifter if you don't watch Sheffield Worlds. Like,
Yeah.
I went Worlds week is like my favorite week, dude. I watch every session.
Dude, second monitor at work.
Oh, 100%.
Worlds is on the whole time.
100%. Yeah, I watch every session. I watch the B flights, bro. I don't give a shit. I watch the C flights, dude. It's just fun, you know?
Yeah, same as Nats. Nats this year, second monitor at work.
Yeah, dude, man.
Watching all the boys.
Nats, like, being there in person and watching it is unreal. Like, being a part of it is crazy, but like being there and like watching it is wild because you're like ping ponging between people. Like me and TK at PEI, we were sat in the bleachers like in the middle, and it was the 105s and the 93s here, and we both had the score sheet on our phones for each lift, and we were just ping ponging. Yo, they hit this, so like that's crazy if they need this or whatever, and back and forth watching two flights at the same time. It was sick.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, me and my girlfriend were on vacation when Worlds happened, and I was still like, all right, cool, you can handle breakfast.
Yeah.
I'm locking in. I'm watching Lucas.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. You got to support your homie, man. That was crazy. Yeah, Lucas did the damn thing. He's got to do it again, man.
Yeah.
Well, it'll be done by the time this comes out, so, like, that's good news, but TK always rises him and says that he won't give him a fist bump until he won a national championship because YOLO won a national championship equipped, and then I won 2 national championships equipped. Now, it's completely different to win one Raw, in my opinion, but, you know, it's a lot more competitive. But TK gives us fist bumps, but he won't give them to Lucas. So that's a lot of fun. Lucas always tries to trick him into giving him a fist bump, and TK will always do it and then put it away.
Man, there's also sometimes too the brain fog of lifting will happen, and you don't even know who your fist bump. There's plenty of times like YOLO will squat, and I'll look at you and I'll go,
yeah, I know, yeah.
And then my brain goes,
fuck.
No, YOLO.
yeah. He just did a thing, not me. But like then I would fist bump you anyways, right?
Good job spotting,
yeah,
dude.
exactly. And I just fist bump you anyways, because like I'm in the fog of war too. Like we're just trying to figure it out. We're in the trenches together. Yeah, dude, powerlifting is beautiful, man.
Yeah, dude.
I don't know what else I do. Like, I know we're still yapping, and we probably got to close it out soon, but I just want to say, like, powerlifting is one of those things that, like, not only gave me, like, my people that, you know, like, some of the best friends I've ever had in my life, but it's, like, something that, I don't know, it's, like, I can't picture my life without it.
No,
you know?
I agree. I'm glad I found, like, the community in the sport of powerlifting.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. It's a wonderful thing, and like there is a lot of like toxicity and stuff and like different camps and like other people's egos like jockeying over each other, but at the end of the day, you know, after, you know, a meet's over and everything's all said and done, you know,
everyone wants to see everyone get stronger.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, nobody wants to win against somebody's worst self.
No.
Yeah, we always want to beat that person at their best.
Yeah.
Yeah, unless it's like Worlds or something, and then you're like, "Fuck, I hope everybody bombs." So
yeah,
you know what I mean.
But like when you're competing more at like the local level, or even the regional level.
Yeah, it's more like you want to. But at the same time, I always feel like that. Like personally, it wouldn't sit right with me if I beat somebody on like their worst day, or
if you won because they went out and got injured.
Yeah, or something like that. It just doesn't feel right. You know, you kind of want to like, I don't know, hold the fact that you beat them at their best.
Yeah. Or beat them on weight.
Yeah, or on weight. Yeah, that's you know, coming from being a small guy, I like doing that. Body weight advantage. You know, points are a big thing. Me and the boys always talk about if you're 80 good lift points, you're a Charmander. If you're less than 80, you're an egg. And if you're 90, you're a Charmeleon. And then 100, you're a Charizard. And then 100 plus, you're Mega. Yeah. So Lucas is trying to be a Mega. I'm just a Charmeleon.
Shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even know my GLP.
Really?
No.
Dude, it's bad. I'm really bad on deadlift now.
I'll figure out real quick before we close out the episode. I'll
pull
scurry over to open.
Pull up your good lift. It's I don't know. It's a good method to shit talk with the homies.
Pull up my open power. Dude, I'm just so glad that I don't have a 2 on open powerlifting.
Oh yeah, true.
Like, you know, the people who have like numbers in their names?
Yeah. Not me. Yeah, I was like, I don't know. If anybody knows another Dryden out there,
I was gonna say, you have like an odd combination of first and last.
Yeah,
name,
yeah,
like,
yeah. I don't know what it is.
Let's see, Metro Meltdown. My good lift points. Does it say it on open powerlifting? I thought it did, but I'm not seeing it.
No, just go to IPF GL calculator. I got it on my save.
IPF.
I look at it all the time.
GL calculator. Yeah. Total was 547.5.
Yeah.
It was 102. Oh damn.
What?
I'm an egg.
Yeah, dude, I was an egg for a while, bro. You gotta just like, you know, you get up there, right? You just keep chipping away at it.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I finally hit like, I was like 89 in PEI, and then now I'm 92.74 or something. I got my third pull, I would have been like 95.
Yeah.
So that would have been cool. I don't know. It was great chatting with you, man.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah.
It was great having you on.
Yeah, no problem.
I can't make the joke anymore.
No, you can't make the joke that I'll never
There was,
be on.
for those who don't know, there was a running joke ever since this podcast started that I was just never going to have Dryden on here.
Yeah. I thought he wasn't going to have me on either for a while because he was joking saying he was going to put James on anyways. But he had James before me, so that's all good.
The issue with getting James is it's such a tight window of like, I need to get him while he's in the city.
Do you got any prospects for the next one?
I think the next one is Lucas.
Lucas? Cool.
Yeah, I think so. Because
Post-nationals?
if yours is merch, that'll mean that it'll be after Nats.
Yeah, that's a good time.
I can interview Lucas post Nats.
Yeah.
And then Jacob is the other one.
Cool.
And then after that, I might just start taking requests of who people want to see.
Yeah. I'd like to see, you brought it up earlier, but the 105 car would be cool.
I think a 105 episode for like a special would be hilarious.
Yeah, you guys just throw hands. I want all the toxicity. The questions for that, I'm just gonna send in some crazy stuff. Yeah. Yeah. That'd be funny. You got to get a little bit of drama going on there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think
but like all the 105s were all just chill as fuck.
Yeah.
You're not going to get any drama between me, Ginge, Will, and John.
That's true, yeah. You guys would all just be like, fuck. Ginge is so strong.
it would be a Ginge glaze session.
Oh, Jesus. The Ginge glaze, dude. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he deserves it, bro. He's a fucking tank. He's strong as fuck.
Yeah, he is.
I would like to see a 93 car would be crazy.
Dude, I'd have to buy like a limo to fit everybody.
That'd be so funny. But even like just doing it up in like camps.
Dude, I think that would come to a fist fight.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Make it like a fist fight, dude. Just you need for the drama.
I said the same thing when me and James were talking. Like, just take all the 93s, put them in a room, and lock the door.
Yes, yeah. Well, first they'd all start off normal. And then when they start talking about their numbers, then they're all going to start chirping each other. Yeah, and then they'll just start like throwing hands. I don't know. I'd like to see like Evan Perry and Phil on. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. That'd be
like I said,
cool.
a lot of people want me to get Jeff on.
Jeff would be sick. Yeah, and TK and Steph. That'd be a good combo.
Fun. When I first put a request up, before I did the YOLO episode, I put a poll up to see who people wanted to see, and it was a 3-way tie between YOLO, TK, and Lucas.
Really?
And I've done YOLO.
Yeah.
I have plans to do Lucas.
Yeah.
So
it's got to be TK.
It's got to be TK.
TK's crazy, man. You just got to get him like on the track of old school powerlifting stories. He'll tell you like crazy shit.
TK's gonna be a lot. TK has enough stories that it's gonna be long enough to be like 2 episodes.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. You can get him, ask him all those questions. It's great.
Speaking of which, looking at that timer, you are the longest yet.
Really?
We're looking at like close on 2 hours.
Holy.
So you've been the longest yet.
Nice. Cool. All right.
Wear that with honor. I gotta go in and train.
Yes, go hit your session.
To see how these squats move.
Yeah.
But yeah, thanks for coming on, man.
Yeah, no problem. It was fun.
Absolutely.
All right. See ya.